All right, hello to everybody out there in Facebook and YouTube land, also TikTok and wherever else we're streaming. We were having some technical difficulties again here in the morning on day 2, so we had to cut off the previous stream and get a new one started here. Hopefully that will fix the issues that we were having. Going to go live on the radio here in about 5 minutes, so stick with us, folks. We're going to talk everything about the day 2 of the 70th Annual West Virginia Black Walnut Festival, what's on tap, where you can find everything that you need, and what time things are opening up here at the festival on day 2. Hold on just a second. Thank you all very much. It'd help if I'd turn my microphone up. You'd think this was my first day on the job, Will. Thank you all very much. That's George and Will up there, both working the board for us at WVRC and helping keep us on the air. Want to thank our sponsor for this half hour of content at the 70th Annual West Virginia Black Walnut Festival. It is the Williams family, the mayor and his wife and family, and the city of Spencer. All they wanted to do was sponsor this half hour and tell everybody that they wish them a great 70th West Virginia Black Walnut Festival. Want everybody to have the most fun possible here at this festival in the next 5 days. It's already been a good start to the festival. We were talking with our sponsor at 7:30, Jason Miles Bennett, one of the food truck vendors with Getting Piggy With It 304, and it was a great first day for the food vendors. I'll tell you one thing, guys, that you can't plan for properly when you put this thing together, because the dates are set a year in advance, is the weather. And it has been good and bad over the many, many years of this festival, but I don't know that we're going to have a better 5-day set of weather than we will have this week. It is going to be 70 to 75 degrees maximum every single day. There won't be clouds in the sky. There won't be any humidity. It's just going to be good weather. It's going to get a little chilly when the sun goes down, and it's pretty chilly right now as the sun is rising on this second day at the festival. But I tell you what, it's going to be perfect weather once things get going big time here on our second day. I'm looking over at the information booth as a few of the workers have opened that up and are starting to move in some items. We are still just a couple of hours away from the information booth opening up for good, and a few other things. We are away just about an hour from them opening up. Let's talk about what is going on here on day 2 at the festival. At 9 o'clock here this morning, the Quilt and Flower Show will begin. It's at Heritage Park Community Building down below us. That will be open 9 to 6, as will the Ag 4-H and FFA exhibits and the Art and Photography Show entries. Those are both at the Old Spencer Middle School building. At 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. over at the Armory, the Craft Show is open. The Flea Market will be open. The Dave Davis one-room schoolhouse pictures will be open as well, all at the Armory. At 10 o'clock at the Armory, 10 to 6, the Chainsaw Artists will be going at it. The Mason-Dixon Boys, you can stop over there, see some of the exhibits they have. They'll do some actual exhibitions for you, and if you're interested in it, you can order some special stuff if you would like to from them, and get your stuff ready for it. Talk about the food, or the information booth. It is open at 10 o'clock today, and that is right beside us on the courthouse square between Church and Court Streets. That will be 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. open. One thing that's happening this morning is, if you are interested in the Black Walnut Bake Off, the entries must be accepted from 9:30 to 10:30 today, and that will be done at Backwood Ramblings for the second straight year. Of course, we appreciate them, and Taylor and Pam and Hunter and all the family over there for allowing the bake-off to take place at their place of business. And again, the entry is accepted from 9:30 to 10:30. The actual judging for that event will take place at 1 o'clock p.m. Nearing the noon mark, we've got 11 a.m., the 4-H FFA Livestock Show taking place out at the barn at Roane County High School on Lick Fork. At 11 a.m. to 9 p.m., the food court will be open. That's at the courthouse square. We'll talk with all of the vendors that they will have here today. At 1 p.m., again, the bake-off results will be listed over at Backwood Ramblings. The Grandpa Cratchit Show begins today. That'll be running today, tomorrow, and Saturday, 1 p.m., 3 p.m., and 5 o'clock p.m. 3 shows, 3 days for the festival. So if you want to bring the kids down for that, that'll be good. They're doing one-room schoolhouse tours at Heritage Park from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. The carnival is open 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. in the afternoon session, and then once again 6 p.m. to close in the evening session. One thing to note about that, the ticket prices for the carnival we'll talk about as we go through. But if you have a wristband for an afternoon session today, tomorrow, or Saturday, and you keep that wristband on and intact, and you want to come back to the evening session, show that wristband at the gate, and you can get a ticket for $10. So that's a good deal on a discount. If you're looking for a couple of opportunities, that's something that Cicchetti Family Amusements has done to try to help out around here with saving some people some money. A big thing happening today towards the end of the day. It's one of those pivotal moments at the festival every single year is the Queen's coronation. That is going to take place at 6 p.m. directly on Church Street at the main stage. And then once that is over at 7 o'clock, you're going to see the first musical act of the festival, and that is Capture, the Journey Tribute Band, taking the stage at 7 o'clock. They'll be playing for a couple of hours this evening. So many things happening at the 70th Annual West Virginia Black Walnut Festival. Looking forward to the next 4 days of this. And again, folks, we are live, and we will stay live streaming on Facebook and YouTube. If you have any questions about what is happening, where it's happening, or when it is happening, we can get you that information as quickly as possible. All you got to do is go to our streams and put a question on the comments section, and we'll get that information to you as quickly as possible. Once again, I want to thank the Williams family and the City of Spencer, our sponsor for this half hour of content on the radio. Going to send it back up to the studio to George and Will. We'll check in at the bottom half of the hour. Once again, anybody out there who is watching any of our streams, if you have any questions about the events taking place here at the 70th Annual West Virginia Black Walnut Festival, I've got all the information in front of me, and I will get the information to you as quickly as possible. If you have any questions, all you got to do is shoot us a message on the chat, whether you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, whatever it is. We are watching and monitoring our comment section, so we can get the information very, very quickly to you. One of the things I did want to talk about was the carnival, because the prices are something that people ask about every single year. And so here are the prices for the carnival. This is for both Thursday and Friday. So today and tomorrow, these are the prices for entry to the carnival. From 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. today and tomorrow, it is $20 for a wristband. From 6 p.m. to close, also $20 for a wristband. You can also get individual tickets, 20 tickets for $25 or one ticket for $1.50. Now again, on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, let's say you go to the afternoon session and you purchase a wristband for $20, right? If you want to come back that evening, again, you don't have to pay $20 if you keep that wristband on your wrist and keep it intact. Don't cut it off. Don't rip it off. Keep it on. If you come back that evening and show it at the gate, your wristband for the evening session will only cost you $10. A very good discount for the carnival, and it's buy one, get one free for wristbands. So if you buy one for $25, you get the second one for free. And again, they are doing such good things to try to help families be able to afford to have a lot of fun during this event. As you can hear, they've got the street sweeper going hard in the paint behind me. And the street sweeper trying to keep things cleaned up here every single evening, because I tell you what, with the influx of how many people are going to be here throughout the next 4 days, it is very, very difficult to keep things clean. But that's what they are doing, and that's just what the City of Spencer city workers do. They are just unbelievably good at what they do, and they do it because they love our city, and they want to keep it the best it can possibly be kept. So since we have the Williams family and the City of Spencer as sponsors for this half hour, I did want to take the opportunity to list our Black Walnut Festival sponsors for the event this year. Corporate sponsor this year is Handy Mart. Tier 1 sponsors, Smoker Friendly, Polka Valley Bank, Wendy's, Roan General Hospital, People's Bank, Armacell, OVP Health, and the City of Spencer. Tier 2 sponsors for the event this year, Cash Saver, John H. Taylor Funeral Home, Best Title, Taylor Vandal Funeral Home, McDonald's, Hardman's, Minnie Hamilton Health Systems, First Neighborhood Bank, Willow Drug, the Saunders Family Farms, LLC, Gino's Pizza and Tudor's Biscuit World, Calhoun Banks, Optimum, Joel Baker Law Firm, Jack Garrett Ford, Little General Store, Waste Management. And the Tier 3 sponsors for the event this year, Stephen Hughes, the Arnott House Bed and Breakfast, McIntosh Oil and Gas, Houchin Construction, Roser Oil, Hildreth Supply, Dairy Queen of Spencer, Go Mart, Boyles and Hildreth, Dependable Pipe, Consumer Gas, Board Depew Realty, Stats Pharmacy, Tanner Communications LLC, Carpenter's General Store, Titus Law PLLC, Macintosh Hardware, Casto and Harris, Early Wine Concrete, the Spencer Middle School Class of 1969, D&D Motors, Backwood Ramblings, the Roane County Commission, Ashley Insurance Agency, R.D. Wilson, Route 33 Steakhouse, and Jeff Fetty. Those are your sponsors for the Black Walnut Festival this year, the 70th annual West Virginia Black Walnut Festival. Once again, folks, if you have any questions about anything taking place, where it's taking place, when, and what time, and what do you got to do to get there, let me know. We're going to be doing some giveaways today. We have some hats to give away, some T-shirts to give away. We do have a couple of wristband passes to give away for the carnival. We're going to do some trivia questions. We're going to do some interesting stuff throughout the day. We also are going to have some WVRC items to sell. We're going to have some T-shirts, some can koozies to sell over here at our specific booth. And the sun continuing to rise here in the sky on this Thursday morning. And once the sun comes up, it's going to get really, really nice outside. It's still a little chilly at the moment. Of course, we are in the shade, so that's something that is common in the shade. We talked about what is going on today. Let's talk about the schedule of events for Friday. A couple of things that were going by the wayside that are back this year, and I know very excited for people. The Black Walnut Festival Pancake Breakfast taking place tomorrow and Saturday morning from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. That is at the Festival Food Court tent right beside the information booth on Church Street. That is Tour Italy Group from Roane County High School that is running that as a fundraiser. So those will be going on. And again, the ox roast is back. That is a huge deal. Lots of people really hated to see that go, but again, it doesn't just happen out of the blue. Somebody's got to take over and make it happen, and they did this year. So the ox roast sandwiches will be for sale on Friday evening, or Friday afternoon, I should say, from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. at the community building right behind us down at the Heritage Park Community Building. And they'll also be for sale on Saturday from 9 a.m. to noon. They're going to do it right before the parade, the grand parade. They're going to sell them at the community building, but they're also going to load some up, and they're going to head down the bypass where people are setting up to watch the parade, and they're going to be selling those at the bypass. So that's pretty cool. They're going to go mobile with it. Once again, tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., the Art and Photography Show, the Ag 4-H, and FFA exhibits are open for the public at the old Spencer Middle School building, as is the Quilt and Flower Show entries at Heritage Park. 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. tomorrow, again, the Craft Show, the Flea Market, and the David Davis one-room school pictures. Those are all available down at the Armory and the Armory Lawn. One-room schoolhouse tours tomorrow, 10 a.m. to noon and 1 to 4. Again, they'll break from noon to 1. The reason for that is we're going to have the Kids' Day Parade tomorrow in downtown Spencer. WVRC will try our best to get moved over to the Main Street area and get that on so people who cannot make it to town still have an opportunity to watch the kids. Also, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. tomorrow, the Train Depot Museum open for tours down at Heritage Park. The Mechanical Bull is supposed to be here tomorrow, and I'm hoping they are going to set it up right in front of our camera. If they do, that'll be fun for us. The Mountain Monsters Men from the TV show will be at the Courthouse Square from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. tomorrow. 10 to 6, again, the Chainsaw Artists, the Mason-Dixon Boys, will be doing their exhibitions over at the Armory. Information booth, again, open tomorrow, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. And also, here's something that's back, or here's something that is coming to the festival this year for the first time. We have a petting zoo. That will be here tomorrow at Heritage Park. Again, that is free entry. You don't have to pay to go to the petting zoo, but if you want to feed the animals, you'll need to purchase a little bit of food at the entry before you go in. But that's something really, really neat, and that is Mountaineer Safari. So something really cool for the kids. Of course, the Kids Day Parade is tomorrow at noon. They're going to line up the entries for the Kids Day Parade at the Walmart parking lot tomorrow morning at 10:30 a.m. So if you're heading over to Walmart, be careful. You're going to see a lot of movement over there. At 11 o'clock tomorrow at the Roane County High School barn. The barn is a very active place throughout this week. Tomorrow it's the showmanship contest starting at 11 o'clock. Again, the festival food court will be open tomorrow at 11 a.m., and those food vendors will stay open until 9. Kids Day Parade at noon. Grandpa Cratchit once again. 3 shows, 1, 3, and 5 p.m. tomorrow. The carnival, again, open for 2 sessions tomorrow, 1 to 5, and then 6 p.m. to close. Live music on the Courthouse Square, the main stage. Again, tomorrow. We're going to talk about that in just a second. Also, don't forget the Gospel Sing, Black Walnut Festival Gospel Sing, taking place at 7 p.m. tomorrow evening. That's at Faith Baptist Church. David and Sheila Bowen will be there, as will Michael Combs. So let's talk about the festival music for tomorrow. Tomorrow, taking the stage at 7 p.m. is Hunter Girl, Rising Country Music Group. And then taking the stage at 8:30 tomorrow evening is John Morgan. So those are the schedule of events. And, of course, that is the musicians as well. Okay, the Black Walnut Pancakes. So the pancake sale is taking place, Tammy, tomorrow morning from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. and again on Saturday morning from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. And it is on Church Street. If you're familiar with where the information booth is set up normally, it is right past the information booth. It's basically if you walk to the start of Church Street where the main stage is and then walk back towards the city building, you're going to run into where the pancakes are being sold. We are set up right at the corner of Church Street and Court Street, and if you look up Church Street from where we are, we see the information booth tent and then right past that. So it is on Church Street, and you should be able to find those. I think they're selling black walnut pancakes. Don't hold me to that, though. I have yet to know for sure if they're selling just regular pancakes or if they're going to sell black walnut pancakes as well. Just trying to double check some information here, folks. Give me a second. Was checking some of the bake-off guidelines. So they are doing the entries for the Black Walnut Festival Bake-Off this morning from 9:30 till 10:30 a.m. over at Backwood Ramblings. I mentioned the three categories they have are candy and then cake/cupcakes. So you can make cakes or cupcakes. And then breads. Those are the three categories. Each entry has to be made from scratch. No mixes or pre-made kits are allowed. And each entry must contain walnuts, of course. No more than 2 entries per person. Each entry must be in a separate category. And 2 copies of the recipe must accompany each of the entry. And again, that is 9:30 to 10:30 this morning at Backwood Ramblings. They're taking the entries for the bake-off. So looking forward to that. And again, we want to thank Backwood Ramblings for agreeing to open up their business, one side of the business, so they can host that event right down on Main Street. It's always fun to get here first thing in the morning on the Wednesday, Thursday, Friday sets because you get to watch the city of Spencer kind of just wake up here, and you start to see a little more movement here and there as the sun comes up. We're going to start to see some more smoke flying out from Market Street where all of the food vendors are set up. Again, the information booth is getting ready to open up in about an hour and a half. And that is where you can get more information, anything you need to know about the festival. And, of course, they are the official place where you can get the Black Walnut Festival merchandise, T-shirts, hoodies, blankets, Black Walnut Festival flags, all sorts of items, and, of course, the collectible mugs from Fiestaware. Coming up at the 9 o'clock hour, we will be talking with some of the representatives of Roane General Hospital. They'll be our sponsor for the half hour at 9 o'clock. Following that, we have Josh and Amy Downey sponsoring a half hour of content. Then at 10 a.m., Honest Fred's Flooring will be here to discuss. I know Lisa is always excited about talking about the festival. Long-time resident. She has many good memories of the festival. So we've got a lot of people on tap here today. Then tomorrow it gets wild for us as we have got a lot of sponsors on tap for our content. And it'll get started again right bright and early at 7:30 tomorrow. We'll talk again with Jason Miles Bennett from Getting Piggy With It 304. Talk about what he's got on the smoker for tomorrow. Patch 21 will be with us after that. Then Old Fences Realty. Roane General Hospital will be back again, as will Josh and Amy Downey at 9 and 9:30. Talk with Joel Baker Law Office at 10 to 11 tomorrow. First Baptist Church will bookend the Kids' Day Parade at 11 and 1 p.m. We will break away from our regular content tomorrow at noon so we can try to cover the Kids' Day Parade. And then tomorrow afternoon, Jack Garrett Ford at 1:30, Crazy Little Mamas at 2, Raider Wrestling Boosters at 3, Cash Saver at 3:30. We're going to talk with Teresa Holcomb tomorrow evening at 4:30 with Chestnut Ridge Winery. So we do have a lot on tap tomorrow. I think, Brandy, what they have told me is, I believe in the playroom, let me look up again, the art and photo show. So it says, I believe it is the old playroom because it said the entries submitted until blah, blah, blah on Sunday at the old Spencer Middle School playroom. So I believe it is at the playroom down below the old gymnasium floor. I will look again here. Let me look at the other information that I have. Let's see. Flower show, quilt show, parades, art and photo show. Yeah, entries are accepted at the playroom, so I believe the playroom is where the entries are going to be as well. Can't imagine they would accept them there and then move them at that point. Well, hang with us real quick, folks. I'm going to go live on the radio in just a few minutes, so give me just a second here. Well, thank you all very much. Will and George up there hanging out, not getting to eat food yet at the festival, but I'll tell you what, the food is getting ready to open up here in just a couple of hours, and I wanted to give you all an opportunity to hear who is here as far as food trucks and food booths are concerned, so you can all create kind of a plan as to what you're going to eat first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth at the festival today. And again, that's just today. There are a lot of places to eat in the festival today, or this week. And I tell you, some of them are longtime staples. A couple of them are very new. Some of them are a couple years old, and one is back after a couple of years hiatus. So a lot of cool things here at the food booths at the Courthouse Square. One thing that we need to note is the funnel cakes is right where they always are. The Pennsylvania Dutch funnel cakes are directly on Main Street, right in front. It's a staple that they are right there. On top of that, you've got ton of taters. Those have been a staple at the festival for many years, as has DeRusso's Italian sausage and Husky's ice cream. Husky's ice cream, the ones that are serving up the black walnut ice cream and the pumpkin ice cream as well. Gill's Pit Beef has been here for many years, and they are back once again. Third year of the festival now for Jason Miles Bennett and his food truck Getting Piggy with It 304. On top of that, it is the Angus Philly, the gyros and the Angus tails back again for another year. Hot dogs and corn dogs and lemonade, that stand is back. The pizza stand is back. Pizza slices, meatball subs, and calzones as well. Those are all the staples that you are used to seeing. Here are some newer places that are at the festival this year. Joe's Tacos. They are right here located in Roane County, West Virginia. They are 2 years in business, and they have skyrocketed in popularity, and this is the first year for JoJo's Tacos at the Black Walnut Festival. Happy to have them as well. That donut place is back for the second year. That donut place serving up the mini donuts with all the toppings that you really, really love. The Bloomin' Onion stand is back again this year, as is Bayou Classics, and that is some Cajun food. They've got gumbo, jambalaya, and if you've never had the armadillo eggs, you're missing out. I highly recommend you come down and get the armadillo eggs. That's the second year in business for Bayou Classics here at the festival. Here are some new ones. The Hinode Hibachi truck. We had some sushi yesterday. No, you're not hearing that wrong, guys. Sushi yesterday from the Black Walnut Festival from Hinode Hibachi, and it was absolutely tremendous. Couldn't believe it. Turnaround Quick Bites, new to the festival this year as well. And guess what? The Chinese truck is back. Saigon Pearl Chinese truck is back this year, staying in the family. It's some of the younger siblings, and they have taken over the Chinese food truck, so it is back. That was a staple for many years, and it is back after a couple years away from the festival. Today, Ruth's Big Apples, the caramel apples that you can dip, and Gibson's Goodies, the fudge truck, will be here today at some point this morning, so we're looking forward to them being here as well. So just wanted to give you guys an opportunity to kind of plan ahead here for the attack that you are going to have when you come down for day 2 of the festival and what you're going to eat. Also, had a lot of questions about pricing for the carnival today. Today and tomorrow both, prices are as follows. 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. and 6 p.m. to close is $20 per wristband. But the Cicchetti Family Amusements and the City of Spencer worked out a deal. So if you go to the afternoon session at the carnival today, tomorrow, and Saturday, right? You pay the regular price for the afternoon session wristband. If you leave your wristband on and you come back for the evening session that night, you can get a $10 wristband. So half price if you still have your wristband from the afternoon session to the evening session. That's a really cool thing that the city and Cicchetti have done. Other than that, $20 a wristband for both sessions today and tomorrow. And if you want individual tickets today or tomorrow, 20 tickets you can get for $25 or $1.50 per individual ticket. Those are just a couple of things, guys, going on down here as we get opened up for day 2 of the festival. Again, the information booth is about an hour away from opening up, so you can come down there and get information, and you can get all official Black Walnut Festival merchandise as well. Looking forward to day 2 here at the Walnut Festival, and we invite everyone to come down and enjoy this beautiful day in downtown Spencer, West Virginia. All right, folks. I think I've taken care of all of the chaos that we were having here. Had some issues keeping our electricity going for a few minutes there. And going to go ahead and swing the camera over because we're getting ready to have a guest on the 9 o'clock hour. As we are coming upon 9 o'clock, this next half hour is going to be brought to you by Roan General Hospital. And they have 2 half-hour sets, one here today, and then they'll be back again tomorrow at 9 o'clock. Today we're expecting to have Julie Carr with us and going to discuss all things happening at Roan General Hospital. Exciting with a clinic in Walton, so going to be talking about all that stuff. I want to say hi to everybody who's tuning in as we are here, and we will be here throughout the day. We will go mobile here in a little while once we have a little bit of time to relax. So we're going to be going mobile. We're going to go talk to some more of the food vendors as well. If you have any questions about anything going on here at the 70th Annual Black Walnut Festival, again, we can give you the information. All you got to do is put a question on the stream below, and whether you're watching on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, whatever you are watching us on, we will answer your questions. We're monitoring the comments section. If you have any questions about what is happening, what events, when, and where, we can give you that information as quickly as humanly possible. Again, this half hour of content brought to you by Roan General Hospital. And I do believe we've got our representative from Roan General Hospital with us. Julie, you could take a seat in any of those chairs. I would imagine you'd probably want the most comfortable one. And you can grab any of those headsets. It's all good with us. I'm glad you waited for about 5 minutes to show up. I had chaos going on with electricity there for a little bit. First off, can you hear me in your headsets? Okay, so I just got to find out which one you are in. Let's see. I know you're in one of these. How about that? So, I'll adjust it as we go, as long as that's not too loud in your headset. Very happy to be joined by Julie Carr, Roan General Hospital representative here today. I apologize, it's freezing cold here this morning. It's going to be good, I promise you. The weather is going to be nice at some point here today. It's just not there at the moment. So go ahead and pull your mic down so we can talk to you here. There's a lot of things going on with Roan General Hospital. I noticed that they were going to try to set something up for you guys here downtown. Is that correct?
Actually, first of all, on behalf of the hospital, I'd just like to welcome everybody to the Black Walnut Festival. We're excited to be a sponsor. We're excited to participate. As our commitment to the community for over 50 years. We're excited to have a presence here. Today and tomorrow we actually have a table a few stations over from you, so we encourage everybody to come by and visit our table. Our focus this year, as far as our presence within the festival and the parade, is really to highlight our commitment to health and wellness of the community. So if you come over and you visit our table, you can meet some of our members of our fitness and wellness team, our prescription for your health staff. You can learn a little bit about the program and how you might be able to enroll in the program, but you can also learn about new and developing services for the hospital, new providers that we have, and our Walton Medical Clinic, our new Walton Medical Clinic in its new location. If you've been out Route 119 this week, you can see that we've started to prep that site. So we encourage you to come by our table today and tomorrow. We will also have a drawing for the table. We'll be at the livestock sale, hopefully supporting the FFA and the 4-H and all of their hard work that they do with their animals every year. That's really a great event that we like to support. We'll also be the ground marshals for the parade this year. And once again, our float is really focused on kind of our shift toward health and wellness, in addition to chronic disease state management. And we'll be highlighting our Prescription for Your Health group and those that work with our fitness and wellness complex. In addition to our long-term care residents who really, really enjoy the festivities, and our new ambulance service will be together in that portion of the parade. So we're excited to participate and continue kind of our mission to serve the community here at the Black Walnut Festival this week.
Well, we'll break it down. First off, we'll talk about this Prescription for Your Health. Now, word on the street was somebody was going to try to get Matt White onto a stationary bike on a float. I don't know if that ever happened or not, but before that happens, Prescription for Your Health. This is a total health and wellness type of situation that you guys have. It starts with prevention, right? It starts with you guys trying to get people in and diagnose things, or try to get people into healthier lifestyles before you guys have to start treating them for issues or chronic issues that they may end up having. But even if that happens, you guys can tailor this to their needs. It is something that's all encompassing, it seems to me.
Yes, the focus of the program is we want to focus on prevention. We want to enroll sort of healthy residents and patients. We take referrals from our clinic, Family Health Care, and other surrounding clinics. And then in working with our wellness and fitness staff, our providers kind of lay out a preventative medicine care plan that focuses on screenings that are appropriate for patients' ages, such as colonoscopies, mammography, vaccination. And then in meeting with the medical fitness team within the Prescription for Your Health program, they set out sort of a fitness plan. And members receive free membership to our fitness complex and metric tracking to see how they progress throughout the program. Lab values are obtained on the patients, so you have your baseline labs when you enter the program, and then we reassess your labs, your BMI, your height, your weight, and a new kind of analysis, body analysis, which is called your in-body scan. To help you understand how you're progressing and maintaining health and preventing disease. For individuals who have chronic disease, such as diabetes or joint issues, we do have programs that align with that, so it's all-encompassing. There is a concept in health and wellness that you can have disease state wellness, so you can be a diabetic that's kind of managing your sugars, exercising, monitoring your kidney function through your lab values, and that's how the program really helps somebody that already has a disease state. Obviously, within our wellness clinic or our fitness complex, we also have cardiac and pulmonary rehab, we have physical therapy, we have an aquatics program. So all of those focuses kind of align toward this new paradigm or this new focus of trying to keep the community well. Wellness is something that, it takes time to see within a community. You have to impact one person at a time to see it impact the community or to look at a population of health. If you look at the metrics for this county, we have some of the poorest health metrics in the state, which is one of the unhealthiest states in the union. So we want to make a positive impact on that. If we promote health and wellness, then that staves off the chronic diseases that are affecting this community. Diabetes, hypertension, cardiac disease, and breathing disorders like COPD, even some cancers. So.
All right, we're talking with Julie Carr, representative for Roane General Hospital. When you look at the metrics, as you say, when you looked at our struggles with obesity and in this county and in this state and in this nation, it's got to feel like, and I imagine that Roane General Hospital didn't look at it as an overwhelming task, but it can be quite overwhelming when you look at that and you say, well, how in the world are we going to even start to attack this situation? Number one, it was facilities. Number one, you guys created a brand new facility to where you could service all of those things at once, be it physical therapy, cardiopulmonary health, the fitness center right there with it, aquatics, whatever it may be. But again, the patients that you serve as well as the regular community, the general community, I don't know when this started. Do you have any idea when this focus began? Because this is not something that you just do overnight. This is something that took massive amounts of time, just planning, fundraising, all of that goes into just one, building the facility, and then building the Prescription for Your Health program. It seems to me to be a daunting task, but you guys hit it head on many years ago.
Yes, it's definitely a challenge. I think when, Rowan General Hospital, we conduct every 3 years a community health needs assessment. The community health needs assessment really tells us the story of what the patients in the community need from a health and a wellness perspective, things like transportation. We opened up van services, but it started telling us the story of what we needed to impact and how we really needed to shift our focus. So when we started planning for our renovation and expansion, we really wanted to focus upon those needs. We wanted to focus upon treating disease, enlarging and expanding our multi-specialty and primary care clinic. But we also wanted to look at a program and even a layout within our facility that would accommodate for this kind of health and wellness focus. The renovation and the planning for the renovation was part of the kickoff of this. Strategically, we planned for the community based upon the needs of the community, informed from things like our community health needs assessment. And strategically, we had identified that we needed to look at some type of wellness program. Our program evolves every year. We've probably been at it now outside of the planning phase. The planning phase was probably a year to a year and a half, in addition to just our design and renovation. We've probably been enrolling candidates into the program now for 2 years. We have over 500 participants now. So we're starting to see the impact on the metrics individually, but also in groups of patients, like groups of diabetics, groups of cardiac patients. This year, our program has really kind of exponentially taken off in some of sort of what I call the subsections, the focuses on the medical fitness plan, obtaining metrics, being able to analyze our metrics. So it's definitely, as I said, to impact a population, it's a 5 to 10 year goal. But with our planning and our implementation and the evolution that we see every year, we hope to make those impacts and see that over time.
So
it's
now,
a process.
Yeah,
it's definitely a process.
Right now, it's just, okay, let's get the data. Let's work the data.
Yeah.
Let's get people involved in it and continuing that recruitment of people into these programs, again, whether it be preventative or, once there are some issues with people. Again, folks, we're talking with Julie Carr from Rowan General Hospital. Lots of things on tap for you guys. Obviously, I wanted to talk about Prescription for Your Health because people hear that and they don't know what that means sometimes. So Prescription for Your Health is from start to finish, top to bottom, inside out. It is a full-fledged plan. And again, it's a big plan. It's a big undertaking. It takes a lot of staff members, a lot of training for those people. But once that starts to take place, now the process is, let's get these people in here. Let's get them working on their health, whether it be preventative or whatever it may be. Another thing you were talking about was expansion. For you all, one thing that you guys are always trying to do is better serve the communities that you are in. And so you just recently, a couple of years ago, got things going on the Arnoldsburg Clinic, and now that Arnoldsburg Clinic is open. And so now you say a Walton Clinic, and I did not know about this. Ever since I stopped teaching at Walton, I don't go out that way very often. So
Okay.
What is this clinic coming for the Walton community?
Well, last year we focused on opening up the Arnoldsburg Medical Clinic. You're correct. We actually celebrated 1 year being open with our providers and staff during the Molasses Festival. So that's kind of evolved. We're 1 year anniversary most recently. Our provider at that location is Carrie McCown. And we have a few local staff members as far as clerical and nurses are involved. As you know, we currently have a Walton Medical Clinic. It's located on the school campus. It's an older facility, so we identified that we needed to update the facility. So we also wanted to kind of move the clinic into a location that was readily visible within the community, that was also available to the Clendenin community, because that's really only like a 15-minute drive for those individuals. And so we're now on a lot on the main 119, down from, I'm not sure what the name of that store is.
Oh, is it? Would it be the Walton Thriftway?
The Walton Thriftway.
Okay, yeah.
Yes, we're just down from the Walton Thriftway. If you're driving that way, you can see that we have active site construction going on right now. We will be placing a modular clinic there, similar to the Arnoldsburg Medical Clinic. We will still have our same providers. Laura Smith is our PA that works in that location. We brought cardiology services to Arnoldsburg Medical Clinic 1 to 2 times a month. We'll be doing the same with the Walton Medical Clinic, to make it easily accessible for those services within that immediate community, but also available to the Clendenin community. Dave Adkins, who's actually a community member from the Clendenin area, will help staff us there, as will Kevin Fletcher, who
I'm surprised you can remember everything.
Kevin Fletcher, who's a new nurse practitioner working with our cardiology group that came from the greater Charleston area, and has both have many years of cardiology experience in the Charleston area, but now providing that service to our patients. The Walton site will be slightly bigger than the Arnoldsburg Medical Clinic. We're targeting an opening date at the beginning of the year. So the beginning of January, you'll start seeing sort of delivery of the modular unit at the end of this month, beginning of November. So we're very excited to open up that availability not only to Walton, opening up the availability of cardiology services, but also making that available to members of the Clendenin area, because in addition to providing cardiology and primary care, we always have acute and walk-in services available. We'll still be in service to the students at the Walton Medical School, or the Walton Elementary Middle School, as well.
That's such an interesting thing when I think about the way things are going these days, everything being automated, all these doctor's visits becoming online or things like that. You guys are going brick and mortar and getting into these communities that the Roane County has. Southern part of the county, very important to have something there. Is it just simply because it provides greater and better access for the population that we have, the type of population we have?
As I discussed earlier, Parkersburg for services, and it may be a struggle for some individuals to do so. We also recognize that the mission of the hospital, it was community founded by community members to have services within the community, so it's always our focus. Our community is not just the immediate Spencer City, Roane County area. Our service area is Roane County, Clay, parts of Calhoun, and parts of Wirt County. So in those remote areas, we want to have access to health care, which is a huge challenge for any rural community. And that's kind of the purpose of a rural health clinic, is to bring those services to the patient. We have partnered with a nephrology group to provide some telemedicine services from a kind of kidney specialist nephrology perspective. And we will have that available in all of our remote clinics. Obviously, you know this technology's great.
Until it isn't.
Yeah. So it's a benefit and it's a curse. It's an accelerator and it's a curse. But we will have those services available in the clinic. But we like the person-to-person, face-to-face, serving the community, treating the individuals that are the neighbors and the family members throughout the county, not just here in the immediate Spencer area.
You know what I've found is, in the areas that we serve, in the population, the type of people we have people who prefer face-to-face interaction still to this day. Now, that may change slowly over time in our areas, but as of right now, people want to be able to see and talk to face the people that are being served by them. We're talking with Julie Carr from Roane General Hospital. We talked about the prescription for your health and then the expansion opportunities with the clinics that you guys have opened and are opening. Well, that doesn't come without having to have people staff those. And one thing that you were talking about just before was recruitment, active recruitment of providers, physicians, specialists, whatever it may be. I got a chance to meet with Musa Dajani, the
yes.
doctor who came over and did an advertisement, well-spoken young man. What is the recruitment process like for you all here at Roane General Hospital? Obviously, for many, many years, you guys have been very successful with bringing doctors in from wherever it may be into our small rural area. A lot of them stick around. Some of them move on to other places. But what is the recruitment process like for you guys? And well, I'll just let you go with that. What is the process like for you when it comes to recruiting these physicians?
Well, I mean, first of all, I would just like to give a shout out to our providers and our physicians. For a rural community, I mean, you're correct. It's difficult sometimes and challenging to recruit, but also qualified health professionals in the recruitment process. But I have to say one of the things that we're very proud of, and I'm very proud of, number one is our recruitment, the amount of specialties that we provide, our primary care, and the quality of the providers that we're able to bring to the community. They're exceptional care providers, but they're also great teammates. And in a community such as this, it takes a team to keep a hospital going. We have to wear many hats, and we have to work together to make it happen. Obviously, as I've said before, we strategically and based upon kind of our evidence, we look at what services are needed within our community. Where are patients going for referrals, and is it a service that we could bring in? We've had great success with partnerships with other facilities or with individual providers to come to our hospital maybe 1 to 2 days a week to provide specialty services. And in recruiting with primary care, yes, Dr. Dajani is our newest physician who has joined our group, and he is accepting new patients, and he's a great teammate. And he came to us from the CAMC residency program for family practice, where he was the chief resident. In addition to that, we also have Dr. Parkins as a primary care physician. We have a number of mid-levels that also provide primary care. We analyze what specialty services or if we need to add primary care physicians to our roster, and we begin the recruitment process. Obviously, the network and the individuals that you know are individuals you would like to approach, much as Dr. Dajani, to bring the services to the community. Most recently, we've also added Dr. Klein to our optometry services with Dr. Radow at our RGMA location. So he's also starting this month. 2 to 3 days a week. He's an optometrist that practiced in the Summersville area. So that was definitely a need within the community, a service that we wanted to continue to support. But as I've said, our mission is to bring services to the community. That was the original vision of the founders. And so we continue to try to just assess that need and plan for it. Sometimes in small communities, you have to be creative. If you can bring a specialist a couple days a week, that keeps a patient from having to drive to Charleston, Morgantown, Parkersburg. And sometimes you do use telemedicine services. One of the beauties of getting to work in a healthcare agency within a small town or a small county is the fact that the people you see in the ER, the people that you see in the clinic are people that you're going to see right here at the Black Walnut Festival. It's not just a person that you treat that goes on their way. It's somebody that you're going to continue to interact with, and that's really the beauty of healthcare services in smaller areas such as this. So it's one thing I really enjoy about working with the hospital, and many of us really take pride in. So
I had to see Doc Watson in the ER one time. I never wanted to see him again in the ER personally, but that is so true. If you look right to our right, the Starlink that we're using right now, that is provided to us by Dr. Brent Watson, and we are going to go cover the livestock sales you talked about on Saturday. The only way we could do that is Doc Watson. And that's just the way that Roane General Hospital employees, physicians, wherever it may be, they live in this community. You all work in this community. You've been at Roane General Hospital for many, many years, and so you are a fixture. The Roane General is a fixture in this community, and one thing that you guys are very, very passionate about is giving back, not only with the services you provide, but giving back to the community in events like the Walnut Festival. You guys are longtime sponsors of this event, and so you guys are excited to be here. You guys have a table set up again, just a couple of feet away from us, actually, on Court Street. So if you guys have any questions, comments, you want to talk anything when it comes to services at the hospital, who all will be over there? Are you going to be over there throughout the morning, Julie?
We have various staff members that are
Okay.
going to be at the table. One of the big rotations will be the prescription for your health group, just to talk to individuals about enrollment. Obviously, you can enroll by referral from your provider, but you can actually stop in our fitness complex and start the enrollment process. So we have various staff volunteers that are going to be out from administration and other departments to talk about all the services that are available, our new services, and the prescription for your health group. And we will have our big presentation or presence in the parade on Saturday, obviously, but we will be here through Saturday. We welcome anybody to stop by and learn about Roane General Hospital, the services that we provide. It's a real honor to be able to provide the services, and we look forward to patients coming to experience all the new things, the new providers that we have available, but also just to still be like our friends and community members.
Well, Julie Carr, you're a mountain of information every time I speak with you. I do appreciate Roane General Hospital for taking their time here for this half hour. And again, you guys will be back again tomorrow at the same time. We'll talk with some other members of your staff. And again, folks, if you have anything you want to talk about, Roane General Hospital will have a table set up for the next few days here at the festival. Also, we hope you guys enjoy the festival yourselves. As employees and workers, you got to have some time for yourself to enjoy it, right?
That's right.
One question before you go. Favorite Walnut Festival food? I got to ask everybody this.
Husky ice cream.
Which kind? Is it pumpkin or walnut, black walnut, or vanilla or chocolate?
I like both. My favorite is probably the walnut.
Okay. Black Walnut Festival ice cream at Husky's. And you can get that, folks, here in just about an hour and a half. That is when they are going to open up. Julie Carr, thank you so much for the half hour.
Thank you.
I do appreciate it. That is Roane General Hospital employee and Representative Julie Carr for Roane General Hospital, who has been our sponsor for this half hour of content, both on the radio and live streaming here, live from the Black Walnut Festival. We've got another set of customers coming up here in just a bit. Thank you very much, Julie. We're going to have some people in here to talk about a very, very important upcoming item on here. I was just talking about Doc Watson Starlink. I hope they don't run over Doc Watson Starlink. That would be very, very rough for us. Again, folks, some things that have taken place since we last talked about it. Let's talk about what's going on here as far as the schedule is concerned for this morning. Again, some things that are already taking place, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., the Quilt and Flower Show directly behind us at Heritage Park, as well as the Ag 4-H and FFA exhibits and the art and photography show entries. Those are open for viewing at the Old Spencer Middle School building. 9 to 7 today, the craft show at the Armory, the flea market at the Armory as well, out on the lawn. The David Davis one-room school pictures, that again at the Armory, being accepted right now until 10:30. That is at Backwood Ramblings, directly across the street on Main Street from the courthouse. And again, they'll judge those at 1 o'clock today, but you got an hour starting right now if you want to get your entry in. Again, the sweepstakes judging for the Black Walnuts taking place at 10 a.m. today at the Spencer Middle School building, or the old, I should say, Spencer Middle School building. The information booth, they are rapidly approaching time to open at 10 a.m. They have all of the official gear for the Black Walnut Festival, including those collectible Fiesta Wear mugs. At the Armory, again, the Chainsaw Artists, the Mason-Dixon boys, are in action at 10 o'clock. So a lot of things are about to pop off here on day 2 at the festival. Again, 11 a.m., the 4-H FFA Livestock Walnut Festival Bake-Off will be given out at 1. Grandpa Cratchit heading to the Courthouse Square, 1 p.m., 3 p.m., and 5 p.m. So 3 separate shows today, tomorrow, and Saturday. Heritage Park one-room schoolhouse tours taking place this afternoon from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. The carnival is open today, 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. The afternoon session, $20 for a wristband, or you could get 20 tickets for $25 and $1.50 per ticket. Now again, they are open again this evening, 6 to close. If you want to go to both sessions, keep your wristband from the first session. Keep it on your wrist, and if you want to go to the second session, you show the wristband at the gate. You'll get your next wristband for only $10. That is a huge deal that they worked out with Cicchetti family and the city of Spencer to try to give families a little bit of a break financially. Also, the big item on the ticket here tonight is on the main stage. 6 p.m. will be the Queen's coronation, as they will actually crown officially Miss Black Walnut Festival 2024. And after that, it is going to be live music as Capture, the Journey Tribute Band, is taking the stage, and I will be singing at the top of my lungs as if I were Steve Perry himself. We are happy to be joined now by our sponsors for this half hour of content on the radio and on our live streams, 9:30 to 10. It is Josh and Amy Downey, and you guys have brought some more people with you, and the reason you guys are here is very benevolent. This is not you and I talking sports, although we can do that as well, but this is something that is mightily important, and I can't say it enough. I talked off the air with a few people yesterday about this issue, and this is something that is vastly important. I know all levies are important when it comes to certain things, and there are 4 on the docket this year for the general election. But you guys are here to talk about the school levy that is upcoming, and what we want to do here, Josh and Amy, is the goal of this half hour is to try to calm some people's worries, fears, nerves. Give them information. A lot of times people just hear levy and they hear school levy and they say, meh. Don't want to do it, don't know what it's about, don't care what it's about, blah, blah, blah. You guys are here, and you've brought people with you to try to at least get the information out to people about what this entails, why it's so important, and what are the implications for the community.
That's exactly right, Andrew. You know, a couple weeks ago, month or so ago, Amy and I have been in the community a lot, and, I've been prosecutor, and Amy's worked with the school system before, and we try to stay involved, and you start hearing these conversations about the levy, and we got talking about it at home and decided we want people to be informed about this, and we have decided we want to support it. So what we wanted to do was have a couple opportunities, and we really appreciate WVRC giving us the opportunity to allow different people from the school board to come and give information and let people be informed. We owe a lot to our school system. We all do. The education that both Amy and I have received through Rome County Schools 25 years ago has allowed us to come back home and be a part of our community, which we love and we're proud of. And, there's different numbers and things to look at here, but one of the things personally for me when I started looking at this levy and trying to decide, is this something we need? Should we get behind it? These excess levies are really the norm in the state of West Virginia. Mm-hmm. And when you look of the 55 counties, and it fluctuates a little bit from election to election, there's only 10, maybe 12 school systems that do not have an excess levy, and we're one of those. So I think this is an opportunity to get informed, understand where this is going, and I think when you start looking at the numbers, you realize this is you hear inflation, we all have numbers, we all have bills to pay, everybody understands that, but you start looking, and this is something that we can potentially do for the youth in our community and our school system, and it's going to cost us, the average person, less than half a pizza a month.
Yeah.
So that's why we wanted to do that. I know Amy's looked at some of the numbers, and she's going to talk about it. And Dr. Duncan is here with us, and Dennis Carpenter from the Board of Education. And the important thing is this is something Amy and I have done. This is not them. We appreciate them coming to give the information. But this is what this is. This is a half an hour here to give information on some numbers.
Yeah, I tell you what, you put it in terms of pizza a month, that's real talk right there. It's not like you're talking money. You're talking, okay, what could you sacrifice once a month? I could certainly sacrifice a pizza a month, I'll tell you that. I'm going to send another one of these chairs over for you guys. We'll get you guys all here as quickly as we can. I don't know if I have enough headsets for everybody just yet, but we'll pass one of them around. You guys can just have a seat and just relax here a little bit if you want while Amy is running through some of these numbers for us.
You know what, Andrew, Josh was right. When you look at excess levies, I spent 10 years of my career in Roane County here at the Roane County Board of Education, being the treasurer there. And you see the other counties and the opportunities that they have made possible by the levy. And most people don't realize that much of the school funding that the county gets each year is based on enrollment. And so that doesn't mean you operate necessarily. You might lose 25 kids and you're going to lose money, but your school's not getting smaller. You're still cleaning the same square footage. You're still offering many of the same services. And so that's how an excess levy can really help to maintain services through inflation, through student loss, and allow our students to not just have the basics, but to get the same advantages that these other counties around us get. When you look at the levy, currently, and it does fluctuate, at one point when I was at the Roane County Board of Education, there were only 7 counties, us being one of them, that did not have a levy. And I've made this very unattractive map that I'm holding for my own benefit here.
Wait, is this her Steve Kornacki?
This is Steve Kornacki moment here.
Drew, she was watching me on some of the election nights with you. And
I wish I could have a map like Josh Downey.
Yeah,
I don't have a dry erase board. But, what you see when you look at this map is that if you drew a line from Preston County straight down, that Maryland line, and came all the way to Ohio and Kentucky, every other county except for Roane, Braxton, and Webster has an excess levy in that entire section.
Yeah.
Now you get over into the Eastern Panhandle, and some of those don't have a levy. And it's not that their voters don't want a levy. There's a totally separate issue with the national forests in that area, and so much of the property being federal property in those counties that they have a different funding stream other than an excess levy. So when you look at that, and that really puts it into perspective. Every red dot there has an excess levy, and Roane is surrounded, multiple counties deep. And when you look at the rates that this excess levy is asking for, it's 4 classes of property. The way property gets taxed in any county in West Virginia starts at 4%, 4 cents, 4 fractions of a cent, 4 pennies on the $100.
Yeah.
And then it multiplies up. When you look at some of the levies around us even, our levy that is being proposed is actually much lower rates, tax rates, than any of these other counties. You look at Gilmer County, not that far away, a rural county, small county. Their rates there for their excess levy are 40% higher than what's being proposed here. A lot of people like to compare us to Jackson County, which isn't a favorable comparison a lot of times because Jackson County is our neighbor, but they're much larger, much higher population than us. They have a levy that is almost 5 times higher in tax rates than the levy being proposed here. But you also look at our little neighbor, Work County. Work County, small population, rural. Work County doesn't have a stoplight. Their levy that they've had there for many, many years is 4 times higher tax rate than what's being proposed here. So, like Josh mentioned, a good equation, for the average person, about $10 a month is what, the levy on your house. It's about a pizza a month. And, maybe not a backwoods pizza, maybe a Pizza Hut pizza.
Depends on what you like.
Yeah. And there are a lot of good things that come from the levy. And, probably Dr. Duncan and Denny are 2 of the better people to talk about some of these things, but they're all enrichment things, enhancements, tutoring, educational support for teachers, keeping small class sizes, having not just the basic education teachers, but the nurses and counselors and social workers that are more and more important that aren't funded for our county because of our enrollment. And then, athletics and academic competitions. We've had a very successful FFA program. There's support here to get those kids to those competitions. That has a cost. And you've probably bought the $12 mums in the last few weeks, and the hog raffle tickets.
8 of those.
Yeah, I've got a whole collection that the deer have been enjoying. And we do all these fundraisers. People who live in our communities are buying the cookie dough and the wrapping paper and the trash bags, and you're buying all these things. And a lot of that money goes to transportation for the ability of these kids to compete. And this is a way that you can give that and allow these kids to be competitive with these other counties.
Yeah. So, Dr. Duncan, we'll bring you in for that. As she said, information-wise with this levy, that's something that you're just trying to provide, you and Dennis Carpenter are trying to provide some information as to what the levy proposes or what is in the actual levy. And I'll let you talk about that a little bit.
Sure. So, I think one of the things to make a point here is, as Amy mentioned, a lot of the counties around us have levies. They have some of these services. They have these things in place. When they lose population, because the whole state's losing population, right? Yeah. It's not just Roane County. It's not just small counties. Unless you're in one of like 4 or 5 places, mostly in the north central or eastern part of the state, you're losing population. So you're losing school funding every year. But because they have their excess levies in place, they can maintain a lot of these services through that population loss that we're starting to face. We're hitting the wall. We've lost so many students over the past decade and a half that we can't maintain these services. And over the past few years, we've had a kind of a test run, if you will, of what having that extra funding would be, and that was coming from the federal government when they put all that money into schools after the COVID pandemic. For whatever that was worth, that was a good $12 million injection into our school system for our trouble there. But we were able to maintain some of these services, add some of these services on that we'd only watched and seen other counties have for years and years because of that extra funding. Well, that funding expired about 2 weeks ago all across the nation, and school systems are now trying to readjust to life back on the normal funding levels. So this excess levy could show folks how we can continue all those services that we've had the last few years. If you've gotten used to having a nurse in your child's school every day, if you've gotten used to having a full-time counselor at every school, these items in the levy can help us bring some of that back or keep it going. Small class sizes. We've had a struggle in some places to keep class sizes as small as we want. We have limits in state law on how big they can be, but we want to keep them a little smaller. We know that kids do better when there's fewer other kids, 27 and freshmen. So
Oh wow.
Yeah. So it was like I checked all the boxes there. It was a struggle.
Right into the fire.
Yeah. So if we can keep them below 20, especially with the little guys, the K through 3, they're coming out of preschool, out of patch, out of whatever child care they're in. If they're in child care before they go to school, they need those smaller classes to get used to each other and to get used to their teachers and get used to school. So that's one of the priorities there, is to keep those primary grades small. We want to make sure that we have funding to keep, I mentioned the supportive services, nurses, counselors, social workers. And that's something that, not every kid needs, but the kids that need those services really, really need them. And that's something that we as a community have to support. Schools have become the front lines, really, of dealing with mental health issues with kids, through whether it was the opioid epidemic or through the shutdowns or whatever happened to kids over the last few years. We're the front lines of dealing with that. We don't have the services around us to really support kids in those some of the larger counties have. Wood County has a Boys and Girls Club. We don't have that here. Kanawha County has a number of community centers. We don't have that here. We don't have those services outside of our schools. So if we don't have these, if we can't offer it in our school system, we're not going to be able to offer it for our kids, and they're going to miss out.
Yeah. So some of the things that are involved in that are based off of those extracurricular opportunities that you guys give for the kids. Dennis, I'll bring you in here. Obviously, you are a long-time educator, and so you've come at this and you've seen this from many different avenues, both as a teacher, as an administrator, and now as a Board of Education member. You've got a well-rounded opportunity to offer some insight into what's happening here.
Well, first of all, I'd like to say thank you for inviting us and allowing us to come down, Josh and Amy, for setting it up and doing all that. You're right, I've been around a few years, and I've never had a desire to go anywhere else, because I always thought working with our kids in Roane County was as important as working for kids anywhere in the world. I have met many kids over the years, and what makes me the happiest is when I run into kids who are successful in life. What I wish we were having was a lot of kids who could afford to come back to Roane County to live, and there were jobs available and all that. But in the meantime, we're trying to provide every opportunity for Roane County students to be successful. And I'm not saying every kid should go to college, because I don't necessarily think that's true. But we have to have the ability to give kids skills necessary to be successful in life. Athletics are a prime example. It's not always about did you win or did you lose. It's did you learn while you are participating. And we need a little help through this levy to provide better opportunity for the students of Roane County.
No, I think extracurriculars is such a huge deal in whatever avenue it may be. Josh, you and I both were athletes back in high school. We know how much that meant to us and what we learned from that, but it doesn't necessarily have to be athletics when we're talking about these extracurriculars. We're talking about 4-H and FFA and these trips to Indianapolis that these kids make. With not being able to do that, that takes away such a great opportunity of learning and experience for these kids. On top of that, there's so many other extracurriculars that can be done that I don't even know about that could go by the wayside without that.
Oh yeah, I mean we've got great organizations all through our schools. Like I said, we have and they're all doing so well. I mean, if you look right now, the extracurriculars, whether it's the sports programs, whether our award-winning FFA, we've had a FBLA program at the high school for years. It's been successful. We've got a group of kids. I think they're going to be selling pancakes tomorrow and Saturday, organizing to go to Italy. So big things are happening here in Roane County, and this levy only helps that to continue. And I'm going to hand my headset to Amy here in a minute to go over some of them, but to hit a little bit of what Dennis said, I really think from a economic development standpoint, levies like this can be so important.
Yeah.
We are losing population, but in a way, good things, really in big ways, there's a lot of good things going on in West Virginia, a lot of them very close to us with the new corp coming in. We have, everyone knows the success of Roane General and the massive building project they just finished and the level of care they have there and at family health care. And as we want to attract some of these people coming here, one of the things people ask when they're looking to relocate somewhere is, how is your school system?
Yes.
What does your school system offer? So to be able to pull some of that into Roane County, and even if we don't have a factory here in Roane County, we can be a bedroom community. And if we're a bedroom community, those families' children will be going to our school. And I'll hand the headset over to Amy, and she can hit on some of the particulars that this levy can add and keep in our school system that can make it attractive to those people we want to come to Roane County and live here.
There are some people who are, over the last 10 years, I would even say, just off the top of my head, you feel that presence of people moving away from the big city areas. A lot of people influxing into rural areas, including Roane County. And again, they do. The onus becomes on the administration, the board, and what can you provide our kids as teachers, as administrators, that's going to make them successful in this small rural community. And these are some of the things that we can provide.
Mm-hmm. And that's right. And Denny started to hit on this with the career and technical education. That is one item in the levy with vocational education, career and technical education, and not just for the high school, but also bleeding down into the middle school level. Currently with the state aid funding that the county gets, you get $10,000 a year for middle school students. And to expose students to different careers and opportunities, that doesn't go very far. To get kids out there and take trips to colleges, but take trips to the VOTEC, take trips to some of these technical schools. From a hospital perspective, that's a lot of people who work in a hospital might not be a traditional college experience. That's going to the Bridge Valleys, the Carvers, scrub techs, CNAs, LPNs, RNs. a lot of those aren't a traditional college experience, and they're very, very needed. And the job market for that is growing. And getting that kind of education and exposing kids to some of these opportunities that are out there, that they can work right here in Roane County. And, you know, between Mile Tree, Roane General Hospital, Roane County Family Healthcare education. But kids who go and get electrician, plumbing, HVAC, there is a terrible need for those skills in our
One young boy from the high school and say, if you're not going to college, please go get a trade, become a plumber, and start your own company. You will make hundreds of thousands of dollars here.
And electricians, you know, we've got a couple kids from the Walton area who've gone to the electrician program down in Charleston, and you know, you go for a year or so. We go to church with a couple of them, and as soon as you hear them getting close, you're like, well, how could you? What can you do? What can you do? What can you safely do for me? Because you can't find some of these skill sets. And that's why career and technical education is so important. And, you know, this money gives that opportunity to open those horizons, open those doors, expand those opportunities. And, you know, even the athletic programs, a lot of school is socialization. You learn how to get along with people. You learn how to interact with the world, with people. And you're going to need that skill a lot longer maybe than algebra in many cases. And that's what's so important sometimes about some of these extracurriculars and these athletic programs. And, you know, being able to get our students to the game in another county is a few $1,000 endeavor sometimes. You know, you think how big the track teams are, and getting the girls and the boys track teams somewhere might be a couple school buses, long day. And, you know, they're going up to the Panhandle. Mm-hmm. They're, you know, they're going down south. They're going across the state, going to Harrison County. Those aren't cheap things. And, you know, it's not like we don't want our kids here to have those opportunities. And when you think about the cost of it, another way to look at this, you know, one of the minor things that's kind of in the levy, but is a great benefit for many people, is the proposal to give free admission to all athletic events, middle school and high school. So, I mean, if you think that this levy, on average, is going to cost $10 to $20 a month, if you go to 2 home football games a month and you pay $5 to get in, well, you've just paid. You're already paying. You're just swapping right now.
You know,
through the fall, you're paying that already.
Imagine you're a family of 5, of a mother, father, and 3 kids. One kid's playing a sport, maybe another kid's playing a sport at a different school, and you're 3, 4, 5 nights a week taking family of 4 to these games. You know, it's just an opportunity. And again, I've said this 1,000 times, and I'll say it until I'm blue in the face. It is your kids, obviously, but it takes a village. And if you're community-based and community-minded, like I know I am, that I will sacrifice whatever it takes to make it better for our community, for our kids. It's all about these children that we need to take care of in every single way we possibly can. And if it costs me a pizza, fine. I'll go get a DiGiorno pizza from Cash Saver instead of buying one. I'm just kidding. It is really important that people understand that we are in this together. We Roane County is a community, and one thing I've always loved about this, and Dennis, you said the same thing. You said you never wanted to go anywhere else because this is our community. And so what do we want for our community?
I totally agree. I've always just loved being here. Had the opportunity a time or two to move on, but I didn't want to. I wanted to stay here. And to throw in a little bit on what Amy just said about the admission, I was encouraging that to be included for 2 or 3 reasons, but the number one reason is I wanted parents and grandparents from Roane County to be able to go and show support for their child or grandchild. And times are, we all understand times are kind of tough out there and we have to make some choices, but to support the child when they're participating is a lifetime improvement or help to that child. So that's why I was interested in getting that into the levy.
You can't underestimate the importance and the impact that will have on a kid, that you're there, that you show up, that you can make it. And it's far more than just going to cheer for the school. The kid sees you in the stands. That's an improvement for them.
It's a lifelong memory.
Yeah.
Lifelong. They remember that you came and supported them in some event.
Although sometimes my dad was screaming at me.
Only because he loved you and could see more out of you. I get the same thing from my two boys, too. And Amy mentioned, I think it was Amy, mentioned the FBLA, FFA, West Virginia. We currently at Roane County have the state president, I believe, of West Virginia FBLA.
Yep.
And she was anticipating, I don't know if she's going to do it or not, run for a national office. I'm not sure. And FFA has run people at the national level and had many state officers and probably do right now.
Yeah,
it's the opportunity that these kids get.
And what we need to do is help provide that for them.
Absolutely.
We need to help provide that for them. It's a sense of community, like I said, and I know people are fractured these days, and it's hard to have that sense of community. I understand. But if you could just take a look at it from the standpoint of everything that we're doing here, everything that is in this, it has nothing to do with us. We've had our time, and we're here as business owners, as adults, to try to help out the next generation of Roane County students. And this is one opportunity that we have that I hope we don't miss out on. I don't want us to miss out on this, and that's why I want the information properly to be out there for people to understand what the actual impact is on you personally if you vote yes for this. It is minute, generally speaking, for the vast majority of taxpayers in this county. And if you can just see it through and see what it's going to do for these kids, I hope people are able to do that.
That's right, Andrew. And right before, just to make sure our numbers were correct, I went and talked to our assessor and just threw out some numbers. And we looked at it real quick. If you have a home that's appraised, not assessed, appraised at $200,000, and you have a vehicle that is appraised at $25,000. Now, I know some people have more than that. Some people will have less. We're just trying to get an average. This levy is going to cost you about $150 a year.
Yeah.
So that's where we're getting our numbers. And like I said, completely understand numbers are different for everybody. And the other important thing about this and the significance of this is, in the old days when we ran school levies, you used to run it on an off Saturday, or you would have a special election, and it was a way that you would get your supporters out to vote for it. Well, those days are gone. So you can only run these levies now. They changed the law in a primary or a general election. So if we, as a community, don't pass the levy in this upcoming election here in about a month, we have to wait till the next primary election to do that. So this is we got a couple years here that we'll have to wait if it doesn't pass this time.
That's incredibly, incredibly important. I know, Dr. Duncan, that you are only of the ability to just get the information out to people, but you're willing and able to get that information out to people if they are interested. How can people learn more about this other than what we're doing here? We'll talk about this today. Again, you guys will be back again Friday, is that right?
I think Friday and Saturday.
Tomorrow and Saturday. I'll have to look. Yep, tomorrow at 9:30.
Hopefully it's a little bit warmer.
10 o'clock on Saturday. But if people want to find the information through the Roane County school system, is there a way for people to look up this info?
Yes, absolutely. They can go to our website, roanewvschools.com. They can find the information there. We're going to have a special site launch probably tomorrow that will have just information on the levy. They'll see it right there on the front page. If anyone is having a meeting or the community organization would like to hear more from us, you can certainly reach out to me. Call us at the board office, 927-6400. We'll set up we can come out and talk to your group, whoever it is. We can provide information. Like I said, we're restricted by law in what we can do to promote passage or
He can't be rah-rah.
But I can tell you everything that's in there, and I can tell you everything that's happened in the past. And I would say, if you think back to the last time we asked the voters for support in 2018, we asked for a bond levy 6 years ago. Voters supported that, and we took what was initially only a $9.7 million campaign, and this is the same thing. We're not going to do the same thing with facilities because our facilities are in good shape. But if you would put just like I said, $10 a month into our kids, it's going to multiply. Yeah. We're going to see it come out in their success and in their outcomes, and eventually they're going to come back. I've seen this happen in other areas. You sometimes go through a little dip, but if you invest in your schools and you invest in your kids, they will come back, and they'll bring businesses, and they'll bring jobs, and we'll bring it back.
I'm seeing a small bit of that myself as a new business owner. I mean, I'm three years in, but as a new business owner, I think of a lot of the people that I graduated with. My buddy Trevor Mertz over at McIntosh, Quentin Keaton coming back from out of county to come back to run Jack Garrett Ford. There's a lot of people like me in their mid-30s to mid-40s, even some in their 50s and some in their late 20s that are starting to find value in Roane County once again. And the more that happens and the more that they see that, hey, I'm a 30-something-year-old with 3 kids, why would I come back to Roane County? Well, here you go. There's a reason to come back here because we support our kids in every way possible. This is just scratching the surface, guys. That's why I'm glad you guys picked more than just 1/2 hour, because I do want to hit this so hard. I talked with Dr. Duncan. I said that the radio station is open for business when you guys want to talk about this, because I am passionate about this. As a former teacher and as someone who cares about the kids in this community, I'm 100% on board with this, and I hope that we can continue over the next 3 days at least to get proper information out to people. And again, folks, if you're watching us and if you have questions, go ahead and send us questions in the comments section, because I can get that and I can ask these people if they understand or they know the questions that you have. So let's talk about this. Let's not bury our heads in the sand and then go to the
you want to be educated about the candidate you're going to vote for, right? So what we're wanting to do here, and the primary purpose is be educated about your levy. We've probably all heard things about the levy that's correct. We've probably heard some things about the levy that aren't correct. So make sure you know the
people on the bond or the levy for the school system. Again, you guys will be back, Josh, tomorrow at 9:30, and then again on Saturday at 10. I appreciate you all tuning in and joining us, and we'll continue to do the best we can to try to get that information to people. So when they do go to the poll, shade it. Our half-hour content sponsored by Josh and Amy Downey. Again, benevolent idea for them because they want to talk about this, and they are passionate as well as I am about this school levy. I know there are 4 levies on the docket for the upcoming elections, and I hope people tune in and get the information that is necessary to properly educate themselves on what is happening upcoming in this election. Our next half hour of content, I hope to see our good friend Lisa Simmons with Honest Fred's Flooring. We're going to break away for just a second, go radio silent while I check in to see if I can find Lisa, and then we'll be back in just a minute. For Lisa Simmons with Honest Fred's Flooring. She must have been watching in because she called me immediately when I said I'm looking for Lisa. She told me 11 o'clock. I wrote 10 o'clock. Sometimes I have those faux pas in my life. So she will be with us at 11 o'clock to sponsor that half hour of content. Looking forward, again, to talking with Lisa. Said she's very busy. That's a good problem to have over at the Honest Fred's Flooring down on Arnold'sburg Road. So we are going to continue to stay live here on YouTube and Facebook. Again, what a great half hour of content there with Josh and Amy Downey. Of course, they invited in the Board of Education members member, Dennis Carpenter, longtime administrator, teacher, now board member, a friend of mine, and really somebody who got my career started when I left college. And so I respect that man hugely. And, of course, Dr. Duncan coming in and just trying to provide some information for everyone who is going to be voting in this upcoming election about what the levy does provide and what the implications are. I thought that Josh and Amy did a tremendous job talking about the tax implications for the average taxpayer here in Roane County. So, again, something I'm personally very passionate about. I do hope that that levy has an opportunity at least to see the light of day. I know I love supporting our kids, and I hope everybody else does as well, and take a little sacrifice to continue to support our students. But nonetheless, we are here for the Black Walnut Festival, and so if you guys have any questions about the Black Walnut Festival, I've had plenty of questions over the first couple of days about what event is taking place, where it is taking place, and when it is taking place, and I've got that information for you all. So if you have any questions about what is going on here at the 70th Annual Black Walnut Festival, you can just send us a comment on the comment section below, and I will get that information to you all as quickly as possible. Don't forget, folks, throughout the day today, we are going to have some giveaways. We'll have some Black Walnut Festival merchandise to give away. I do have a couple of passes, prepaid passes to give away for the carnival. So if you got some kids and you want to possibly win some of those, stay tuned with us. We're going to do some trivia, and we'll do some first person to arrive at our booth type stuff. We also are going to have some gear from WVRC to sell. We may give away some gear as well. Feeling pretty generous here today. Let's talk about what's going on here today, though, at the festival. When we look at the schedule of events for Thursday, obviously it is now 10:08, so we are just moments away from getting started with the 11 o'clock hour. Of course, the food court opens in less than an hour now. Things that are taking place at the moment already from 9 a.m. until 6 p.m., the Quilt and Flower Show down behind us at Heritage Park, and then over at the old Spencer Middle School building, the Ag 4-H and FFA exhibits are open for viewing, as well as the art and photography show entries. Down at the Armory, 9 to 7 p.m. today, the craft show, the flea market also open. Dave Davis one-room schoolhouse pictures at the Armory as well. Of course, at the old SMS building as well, the Black Walnut Sweepstakes judging. The entries were taken up until yesterday for that, so they will be judging those items now today. The information booth is now officially open directly to our left. The big tent right at the end of Church Street. They've got all of your official West Virginia Black Walnut Festival merchandise, including shirts, sweatshirts. They've got collectible items, including, of course, the Fiesta Wear mugs. They've got the flags, the collectible Black Walnut Festival flags. There's more that they have than I can list off the top of my head. So stop in and enjoy looking at all the items and get yourself some official Black Walnut Festival gear. Again, open right now is the information booth. They will stay open until 6 p.m. today. Also, the Chainsaw Artists, the Mason-Dixon Boys, are now doing exhibits. Of course, they are showing how they do their chainsaw carvings. They've got some of their work down there for probably purchase. And if you're interested, you can do some ordering and try to get a specially made item from the Mason-Dixon Boys. So, again, at 11 o'clock, the food court will be open, less than an hour away. The 4-H FFA Livestock Show is going to take place out at the Livestock Barn at Roane County High School down on Lick Fork at 11 o'clock. The Black Walnut Bake-Off results are going to be listed at Backwood Ramblings. Again, the Bake-Off items are still being accepted, so if you have an entry, you got 20 more minutes to get that in. And then they'll have those results listed at 1 o'clock over at Backwood Ramblings. And Grandpa Cratchit's, the show will be 1 p.m., 3 p.m., and 5 p.m. today. So hopefully the families can come out and enjoy that. That is a really big hit every single 5 p.m. And then the evening session, 6 p.m. to close. Wristbands today for either session, $20 per wristband. But if you have a wristband that you bought for the afternoon session for $20 and you decide you want to go back back again in the evening session. Keep only $10. That is a great deal that was created between the City of Spencer and Cicchetti Family Amusements to save the people around here some money. The big item, the big ticket item for today, this Thursday, as always, the evening, is the Queen's Coronation. We will officially crown the 2024 Miss Black Walnut Festival on the main stage at the beginning of Church Street. That will be followed by the big show with Captured, the Journey Tribute Band, at 7 o'clock this evening. Live on the radio, we'll check in with George and Will, and we'll discuss some more of the Walnut Festival here on this second day. Oh, my bad, guys. I do apologize. It's not that I wasn't paying it. Sorry, dude. Hold on. I had some issues. Apologize. I had some issues, George, with the electricity knocking off a few times. Hold on just a second here. I don't know why that's not connected. Let me... Connected. Why is that not connected? Oh, gosh. Franklin apply. Give me just a second there, George. I don't know if it's going to take or not. I don't know why, because the Franklin's on, working just fine. I may have to take it and let me try this. Hold your horses there, George. I'm going to try to go. I tell you what, you just can never tell, George. Wax, and it just got a tiny bit loose, and a tiny bit is all it took to kick me off of the Comrex. So we are back. We didn't even have time to go live on the radio, but what I do invite people to do is go back to our live and go back and find the 9 o'clock and the 9:30 hour. At 9 o'clock, a great interview with Julie Carr from Roane General Hospital, talking about their opportunities for expansion. They were talking about the prescription for your health, an overarching deal that they have there for preventative wellness and health and wellness. And, of course, once there are some issues, all of that taken care of. And then talking about the expansion of their new facility. They are going to open up their Walton Clinic within the next year. They've got some dirt moved already for that. And then talking about recruitment of primary care physicians, providers, all sorts of special options for Roane General Hospital. They are downtown, by the way, right here on Court Street, just a little bit away from us. They have a table set up offering interview with Josh and Amy Downey, who wanted to take the half hour that they had to talk about the school levy that is upcoming. I know that a lot of people really don't know what is in the school levy, so we got started with a good conversation about what is in that school levy, what impact it makes on the taxpayers of Roane County. Also, we're joined by school board member Dennis Carpenter and, of course, Dr. Richard Duncan, superintendent of schools in Roane County. Just providing information is all he could do about what is in the levy as well, but a really good conversation. So if you're looking for information about the school levy that is on the upcoming general election ballot, that's a good place to start. They'll be back again tomorrow at 9:30, and again on Saturday morning at 10. We'll continue our conversation about that school levy that is on the upcoming ballot as well. Coming up at 11 o'clock, we'll be joined by Lisa Simmons from Honest Fred's Flooring. So we've got a lot on our docket here at WVRC, but a lot of things happening here at the 70th Annual West Virginia Black Walnut Festival. We'll talk about the schedule of events that are taking place today. We'll take a look at it for now. Right now at 9 a.m., a few things opened up. Speaking of that, it was the Quilton Flower Show that is open now down at Heritage Park. Also over at the old SMS building, it is at Ag 4-H FFA exhibits are open. The Art and Photography Show entries are open for viewing as well. The craft show and the flea market is open now down at the Armory, as is the David Davis one-room school pictures. You've got about 9 minutes if you want to put an entry into the Black Walnut Bake-Off as well. They're taking those from 9:30 to 10:30, so you got about 9 minutes to head down to Backwood Ramblings for that event. And, of course, they are doing candy, and then they're doing cakes or cupcakes, and then breads. Those are the three different items that they are entering in this year. Right now, the information booth is open for business, so if you want to come down and get your official Black Walnut Festival merchandise, they are open for business right now as of 10 o'clock this morning. The Mason-Dixon boys down at the Armory, the Chainsaw Artists, they are doing the exhibits down there. At 11 o'clock, a lot of things getting ready to open up here in about 40 minutes. The FFA and 4-H Livestock Show is taking place at 11 o'clock out at the Livestock Barn. The food court is open at 11 a.m., so getting ready for that. Grandpa Cratchit Show getting set to take place this afternoon for the first of three shows, 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock, and 5 o'clock p.m. this afternoon. The one-room school tours down at Heritage Park, they are open from 1 to 4. The carnival is open today twice, 1 to 5, the afternoon session, and 6 p.m. to close as well. The big ticket item here today is the Queen's Coronation. That will take place on the main stage at the beginning of Church Street at 6 p.m. We will crown officially Miss Black Walnut Festival for 2024, and that will be followed by the coronation concert. It's captured. The Journey Tribute Band is taking the stage at 7 o'clock p.m. One thing to mention, George and Will, how about this? The Mechanical Bull has arrived. Now, I'm not getting on that thing this year, but I'm going to put the camera squarely on that once they get the mechanical bull working, and we're going to have a lot of fun making some fun of people who are going to get bucked off of that thing. In the meantime, I'm going to send it back up to the studio. We'll continue with our live streaming coverage on Facebook and YouTube, so you can join us there if you have any questions about what's happening, when it's happening, and where it's happening in downtown Spencer for the 70th annual West Virginia Black Walnut Festival. Back to you guys. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is Thursday morning of the second day of the 70th annual West Virginia Black Walnut Festival. We are here throughout the day into the evening on day number 2, talking all things Walnut Festival. We have some sponsors that we enjoy hanging out with. We've got one coming up here in about 40 minutes with Honest Fred's Flooring, talking about what that business has going on. And again, the sun is starting to shine brightly. I tell you what, it is beautiful weather once again today. It is supposed to be nothing but gorgeous weather throughout this 5 days of the festival. If you've been listening to the radio station, catching our forecast throughout, looking like this, it'll be a high of around 70 degrees today. Again tomorrow, sunshine all over the place with a high of 70. On Saturday, sunshine all over the place, a high of only 75. And sunshine only on Sunday with a high of 80 degrees. It is perfect. You could not have drawn it up better. And again, it's just the luck of the draw. We've had plenty of rainy and freezing cold, and then we've had plenty of hot and humid and miserable Walnut Festival weather forecast, but this one is fantastic. Nothing wrong with this one at all. Had a nice message just sent to me. Some of the things that are taking place, of course, all around the courthouse square, having to do with the Walnut Festival. Businesses are getting involved in many different ways. We talk about Backwood Ramblings, who is the host for the Bake Off competition. Here's one that I didn't know about, and here's one that is very fun. If anybody out there is like me and they are sore all over all the time, just from being old, I guess, I just got a message that Rooted Salon, I would call them brand new. Now, they have been in business in many different iterations, but to have the storefront, that is relatively new. It's right on the corner of Market and Main Street across from the courthouse, and it is the Rooted Salon. And I had somebody message me and said that Sarah with Rooted Salon is doing chair massages today from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. So if you need a quick massage, if you're struggling like I am, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. massages, chair massages taking place today over at Rooted Salon. So you might want to pop your head in over there at the corner of Main and Market Street in downtown Spencer and check out what they have to offer here today. So what we're going to do is we're going to break away here for just a moment. I'm going to come back here. If you, again, have any questions, go ahead and send me a comment on the comment section on whatever platform you are watching. We are live, by the way, on Facebook, on YouTube, on TikTok, and on something called Twitch, which I am unaware of, but Joe McDonald put us on there. So we are streaming live all over the place. If you have any questions about what's happening today or even tomorrow, Saturday, or Sunday at the 70th Annual West Virginia Black Walnut Festival, do not hesitate to send us a comment on the comment section. And once I get back, I will find the information for you for this Walnut Festival, and I'll get that information to you as quickly as possible. That is what we are here for, and we are here to do that and help promote this wonderful Black Walnut Festival, the 70th year of this festival. We'll be back in just a few moments, folks, so hang tight. And a continued good morning from the 70th Annual West Virginia Black Walnut Festival. Glad for all of you who are tuning in and hanging out with us here on WVRC on whatever platform you may be watching. Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, TikTok. We've got them all uploaded and running. We're going to check in once again here in just a few minutes live on the radio station. And the goal is to continue to get the word out as to what all is happening today, tomorrow, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday here at the 70th Annual Black Walnut Festival. If any of you have any questions, that's one of the reasons we stay live on our streams, whether we are talking or not. The goal is, if you have any questions about the festival, if you want any information about any event that is taking place, when, where, and what you got to do to get there, just let us know. Send us a comment on the comment section below, and we will get the information to you as quickly as possible. Speaking of information, the information booth is officially open, and of course they've got all the information you may need, and they've got, of course, the official 70th West Virginia Black Walnut Festival merchandise, shirts, hats, hoodies, commemorative flags, many different items you can go take a look at, as well as the commemorative and collectible Fiesta-ware mugs, the coffee mugs they have every single year here for the festival. And, of course, we are inching closer and closer to the opening of the food court. That is 11 o'clock. The food court will be open. I already see a bunch of people waiting around for these vendors to get opened up so they can have some lunch. Of course, still a work day here in Spencer, so we're going to see an influx of lunchtime food people. They're going to come in and they're going to overload the food court. And if you are unaware of what is at the food court this year, I wanted to go ahead and run through the vendors who are here this year at the 70th West Virginia Black Walnut Festival. Of course, out front on Main Street, they have the Pennsylvania Dutch funnel cakes. Tons of Taters is here as well. DeRusso's Italian sausage, a long-time staple at the Black Walnut Festival, is here. Husky's ice cream is here, as well as Gill's Pit beef. Also, Getting Piggy with it, 304, so you got plenty of ways to get your meat you've got Gill's Pit beef. They have pork, beef, and turkey sandwiches on their smoker, and then right across the way from them is Getting Piggy with it, 304, and he's got ribs, he's got brisket on, he has got pulled pork, he has got some chicken, some different types of chicken. He's doing those for some chicken sandwiches, pulled chicken sandwiches, I should say, and of course pulled chicken mac and cheese, pulled pork mac and cheese, and of course just the regular smoked mac and cheese. There's all sorts of stuff you can get over at Getting Piggy with it, 304. So happy that our friends from JoJo's Tacos, Joellen Greenlee and her crew, is here for the first time ever. They have just been in business for a couple of years, but it's been a meteoric rise for that taco truck. And so JoJo's here for the first time in their history, serving up the tacos and the nachos and all that stuff that you guys love. That donut place is here once again, those little mini donuts. And, of course, they've got different recipes to put all sorts of goodies on top of those. The Bloomin' Onion stand is here once again. So go get your fried bloomin' onions. Bayou Classics, the Cajun food truck, is here as well. And, of course, you're looking at jambalaya, gumbo, shrimp mac and cheese, Cajun shrimp mac and cheese, shrimp po' boys. They've got all sorts of stuff over there. Of course, they've got the armadillo eggs, which are just incredible. Armadillo eggs, if you've never had them, I'm not even going to tell you what they are right now. You got to go try one for yourself. You won't be disappointed. The Angus Philly and Angus Tail stand with the gyros is open as well. Of course, the longtime vendor for the hot dogs, corn dogs, lemonade, French fries, and all the loaded fries, they are here as well. The Pizza by the Slice stand is here again. They have Pizza by the Slice, meatball subs, calzones, and this year they've got cannolis as well. Hinode Hibachi is here. serving up your favorite hibachi food, as well as they have sushi, by the way. Craziness. They've got hibachi, but they've also got sushi. And back once again after a couple of years off the Saigon Pearl Chinese food truck. That has been a staple at this festival for more years than I can remember. Also today, we were looking for them yesterday when we went around to the vendors and couldn't find Ruth's Big Apples. Of course, the caramel apples dipped and all sorts of stuff, and the Gibson's Goodies with the fudge truck. Those both will be here today. Now, I have not made the trip over to the food court yet, but we will go live once again mobily, and we will go talk to some of the food vendors if we get a chance to here today, and we'll try to catch them when they're not swamped busy. I imagine that'll be after the rush from 11 to noon. But those are the vendors that are here. And again, if you are across the way at the Armory, Sanger Farms has their own food truck over there as well. So they've got the Chef Shack food truck, and the City of Spencer shared a photo of that food truck just a little bit ago on their Facebook page. And so there is food over there as well if you happen to be over at the Armory area. So we got lots of different food trucks available for everybody, and we're looking forward to a great day number 2 here at the festival. I'm going to step away for just a second. Again, continue with the questions if you have them, folks, and we'll get those answers out to you as fast as humanly possible. Listen, I make sure that the people get the comfy chair. Appreciate everybody being patient there. I had to pull away for a second to answer a phone call. We are downtown once again. Day number 2 of the West Virginia Black Walnut Festival, 70th edition. I always like the big round numbers. I know that the organizers wanted to put a huge festival on this year, so they brought back so many things, made sure that we had the ox roast sandwiches this year. I can't wait till tomorrow to get my first ox roast sandwich. The Black Walnut Festival pan over to Italy, all sorts of stuff happening. We talked a little bit this morning about the live music that is taking place starting tonight. It'll go through Saturday night at the main stage, but very happy to be joined by a good friend of the station's, obviously, David Bowen. Dave is just a consummate promoter of the gospel sing for the Black Walnut Festival. And Dave, I said walking back and forth and around the courthouse square, and you're going to have some papers with you because you are absolutely promoting last year, moving it to Friday night, and I think that was a great idea. Obviously, the response has been fantastic for you guys, and once again, you guys are going to be up at Faith Baptist Church this Friday night. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, well, we're excited about that, and we was just up there. I was putting up signs underneath the Faith Baptist Church sign that said Black Walnut Festival Gospel Sing, so that way people know just exactly where it is, where to pull in. So anyway, and Justin Simmons and his crew, they were there, excited about it, and I think even more so changing it to Friday night this year, there's not even the football team, so therefore all those folks that may have went to a football game, hey, come up to the Black Walnut Festival Gospel Sing. It's going to be in where it's nice and warm.
Yes. Oh, wow.
So we're going to have some cool weather of an evening, going to warm up during the day, but cool weather of an evening. But anyway, it'll be nice and warm up there at the Faith Baptist Church. That's just about a half a mile out on Arnoldsburg Road, up there on the bank on the left. But this year we have got back Michael Combs. I mean, it takes something to get him. We tried to get him last year, didn't get him last year, had him year before last, and everybody really enjoyed him coming. And but yeah, this is only our second year having it on Friday night. Yeah. So, and I think after I get everybody acclimated, hey, we had it on, and I realized had it on Saturday for 40 years.
Yeah,
so to get people changed over, it takes some time. I know that, but this is our second year having on Friday night, 7 o'clock, Faith Baptist Church. Michael Combs is going to be there. He called me on the phone a couple days ago and was just checking on things, and I had a couple of things I needed to ask him, and he's excited about coming back to the Black Walnut Festival Gospel Sing again this year. So we're certainly thankful that he's looking forward to that. And of course, there's another group that's coming too. You might know them too, David and Sheila Bowen.
Pretty sure I know you guys.
Yeah, we've been the host group for probably I'm gonna say 30 years anyway. And you was talking about us the radio station. I've been trying to figure out how long we've been coming out there on Sunday morning. It's probably been 40 years.
We had a communication about that one Sunday morning, David. You and I were talking. We know that the Trading Post is a long-time running show, but we were trying to figure.
Going there for somewhere between 30 and 40 years, but it's always a blessing up there on Sunday morning too. This year.
You've been quite busy.
Yes, we have been quite busy. The Lord has kept us out on the road. As the one song says, on the road again, but it's not a gospel song.
No.
Anyway.
Of course, and Steve has had a whirlwind tour of his own, trying to get healthy and things like that. But it's okay.
Yeah.
We're still there on Sunday mornings. It's still a great time.
Right.
And when talking with you about this upcoming gospel sing, I know that you're excited about the Friday sing, but I know that you were extra excited that Michael Combs was going to be able to come this year, because I know that you love his stuff, and I know a lot of people are really excited about him being here.
Yeah, absolutely. He just has some fantastic songs, Drinking from My Saucer is one of them. Not for Sale
Yeah.
is another one that is one of his two of his most famous songs. But anyway, yeah, well, a lot of folks really enjoy, and he just has a special way that he presents the gospel, you know. And I remember 2 years ago, he probably gave one of the best invitations at the end of the sing that I'd ever heard. So that was special to me too. But anyway,
yeah, the singing is part of it, but
Yes.
that has something behind the singing is the message in itself. And I thought when you told me the story behind that song, "Not for Sale,"
Yep.
and what he went through to get to where he is right now,
Yes.
it's just amazing. It is a testament to his faith, and it really does inspire, I think.
Yes, absolutely. So anyway, everybody, mark your calendar. It's just a day away now.
Yep.
You know, and 1 day away tomorrow evening at the Faith Baptist Church, 7 p.m. The doors they'll be open at least by 6 for you all to start coming in. I told Michael I was going to be there about between 4 and 4:30 to start setting up, and he said, "You're going to have your system set up, aren't you?" and poor, he has the other thing. He told me he's going to be by himself this year.
Really?
Wife can't make it. They have a fur baby, and the person that usually babysits for him took off and went on vacation.
Oh, man.
So anyway, he said he's going to be by himself. But I told him, I said, "Well, we'll take care of you, no problem." But also one other gospel thing.
Yep.
That we'll talk a little bit about, and it's right here in front of the courthouse. It's on Sunday afternoon. Once again, supposed to have beautiful
Yes.
weather. I think Sunday is supposed to be up in the 80s.
It may be the best weather day of
Yes,
all.
yeah. So anyway, but we always tell everyone, bring your lawn chair. And we had some other singers that was coming that's canceled. We're down to 3 groups this year, but hey, we'll make it work.
Yep.
And anyway, the West Virginia Couriers will be there, and it's a mother and a son, well, mother and 2 sons, I believe it is, that sings. Yeah, it's a trio, and we've been with them many times over the years. They do a great job of singing, and then also, of course, David and Sheila Bowen will be there, and I'm trying to think of the other group.
On the top of the head thing?
Yeah. I'm about to get my other brain out here.
Yeah. I've utilized that brain for 2 days now.
Yeah. But anyway, we always look forward to that Sunday afternoon. And like I said, bring your lawn chairs and come out and be with us. And I'm about Facemeyer family.
There you go.
Yeah, I knew I'd think of it.
Before too long, you knew it was going to come up.
And they were just recently over to the Molasses Festival, the Facemeyer family, and it's just a good quartet, all family harmony, you know, and they do a fantastic job singing. So.
Well, Dave, you are, again, a consummate promoter of this festival, and, of course, the Gospel Sing on Friday at 7 p.m. at Faith Baptist Church. The David and Sheila Bowen crew, and, of course, Michael Combs will be there. And then on Sunday, that's what I'm talking about. Leave me this one.
I'm going to leave you that.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
If you happen to see Dave, you're only going to see him for a second because he'll be flying by getting the word out about this. Again, the Gospel Sing on Friday night, and, again, right in front of the courthouse lawn. It is a staple to kind of finish up the Walnut Festival every year on the front
Sunday
courthouse lawn.
Yep, absolutely. One more thing I'll mention. We're going to be in the parade tomorrow.
Okay.
Kids Day parade, and I've got 500 or more of these flyers.
Oh, yeah.
That as I'm going through the parade, I'm going to hand those out
Awesome.
to everyone. So once again, just another way to promote the Gospel Sing for tomorrow evening.
Absolutely love it, Dave. Thank you so much for stopping by. I knew you were coming.
Yeah.
I didn't know when, but, hey, stop by again tomorrow sometime.
You know we'll be back.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
David Bowen, and again, folks, we do invite you to come out Friday at 7 p.m. Faith Baptist Church, the Black Walnut Festival Gospel Sing featuring David and Sheila Bowen and Michael Combs. And again, the Sunday afternoon Gospel Sing on the front courthouse lawn. 3 separate acts going on there. David, thank you so much, buddy.
Thank you.
All right, we got our next half hour coming up, and Honest Fred's Flooring is going to be the sponsor for our 11 to 11:30 time slot. Give me just a second to get set up here with Lisa Simmons, and we'll go live in just a minute. All righty. Let me find out which one you're on. Give me a check.
Check.
Did I catch it on the first try?
All right.
I'm telling you what. I tell you, sometimes the plans just come together. Most of the time they don't, including yesterday morning trying to get on the air. This morning I had some issues with electricity. Finally figured out that if I wrap it around a few times, it won't fall off. And, the little extension cord there kept kicking me off, and it made for a fun morning.
Great ingenuity there.
Or just not being a complete idiot like I tend to be from time to time. We're very happy to be joined here for our sponsor for this half hour of content on our streams and on the radio. We're going to go live on the radio here in about 10 minutes. But in the meantime, very happy to talk with Honest Fred's Flooring representative Lisa Simmons, back for another year with us. Lisa, thank you very much. And I do apologize that I wrote down 10 instead of 11 because I just don't know what I'm doing sometimes, and
hey, we're all busy, so it happens.
I hope you were watching that and heard me, because Lisa called me as soon as I said something about I'm waiting for Lisa 7. She's like, thought that was 11 o'clock. I'm like, oh, okay. So
I was not watching. I had it listening because I was busy with customers. I said, excuse me 1 second. I need to call Drew because I'm not going to make 10 o'clock.
Hey, I would never take you away from a sale and customers. So let's talk about Honest Fred's Flooring. Obviously you, again, have been in the flooring business in many different iterations in your life, but you've been with Honest Fred's now for quite a while.
Yeah, 12 years. I owned the business before that for about 4, and I loved being a business owner, but there's a lot to. I like to sell. There's a lot of paperwork that goes with being a business owner. So I sold to Mike Miller, who I met years ago. He was my Mohawk sales rep. Actually, he was the general manager of Mohawk years and years ago, and I met him through selling flooring. And he opened. He talked me into opening my own business, and then I said, I'm kind of done with this paperwork thing. I want to do the fun stuff.
You only want to do the fun stuff.
I just want to do the fun stuff. That's right.
Well, you do get the fun stuff job because you're able to help people along the way with all their flooring needs, and you do your own measurements. I know that you go out on calls all the time. You're often out of the building because you're always having to go out and do these measurements, these house calls, and getting things ready. And when you do sell the products that you serve, you're able to. You've got people that can install as well for people. So it's kind of a start to finish deal for you. Once they come in to get what they want, then you can offer to have them reach your people to have it installed. To tell you what, and you live in this community, and you've served a lot of places, not only residential, but commercial is a big deal for you. I know the last time you and I spoke, you were working on or had just finished up. Tell me exactly what it was. The Hart House, the huge building on Church Street, and you had the contract for that, and that had to be a crazy deal.
Actually, I sold the product to the contractor to do. We did not do the installation.
Okay,
yes, but I did get the flooring from the contractor.
That's
I have
a lot
several
of
large contractors that I deal with that are really good to work with, and do a lot of commercial, residential. We just we supplied a lot of the flooring for Cooper's Rock's cabins at
Heck
Cooper's
yeah.
Rock. So that's kind of exciting, that they had a contractor that bought that from me. So I do a lot of commercial work. I just recently, a job that we just completed was Odell's flooring for the application. So it didn't go well. And I stop in there frequently when we're on motorcycle rides. So I just said something to someone there. It's like, gosh, this floor, someone installed the wrong product.
Yeah.
Well, unbeknownst to me, they called me a couple months later and said, we need a bid. So anyway, we just completed that. So if anybody's in that area, stop in and see how we did. I think it looks really, really nice. But we do residential and commercial. My store is we have 3 locations, so Parkersburg, Marietta, and Spencer. And my store is a little bit different. It's a cash and carry store, and I do have subcontractors that will install that are licensed and insured, or we have contractors that are on our payroll in Parkersburg that will come and do. So we operate, a couple different ways, however people want to want to do that. We go to a lot of outlying areas, Calhoun, Grantsville, Glenville, Ripley, doing a lot of work in Ripley too.
Yeah, one of the things that I think about when I think about you being in this business for so long, the trends that you have seen go by, and of course, it all depends, obviously, on new things coming out. Obviously, I mean, you wouldn't have thought 40 years ago about whatever the LVL, luxury vinyl laminate,
plank,
things
yes,
like that.
that's right.
You know, times change and things happen and you find new products, and of course people's tastes change, and you've seen all that through. What is the big rage? What's all the rage right now when it comes to flooring?
Probably luxury vinyl plank or luxury vinyl tile. It's a waterproof, per se laminate. It's not a laminate, but it operates the same as a click together, free floating floor. So easy. It's an easy do-it-yourself if you can. But we also install a lot of that. But that's, a lot of people are going to that instead of the luxury vinyl plank is.
Well, you sold me some recently for my remodeled basement, and again, floating, very easy install, although I still didn't do it myself. But it is really, really nice, and again, as you mentioned, inorganic. So if you're talking about basement situations, you're talking about maybe moisture, water, things like that, and that put my mind at rest because I had nothing but water in my basement, and so to put something down there, I had to make sure that it was inorganic, something that wouldn't mold or rot or anything like that. And again, I do have 2 fur babies, so it was perfect for me. So I'm glad that is all the rage right now because it looks beautiful. I don't think I've ever sent you pictures, by the way. I need to do that for you. But but again, it's so easy to do that kind of stuff. And again, it is all the rage right now. Before we talk about something I want to get into, you and I were just talking about the most recent devastation down in North Carolina, and again, right now, the Hurricane Milton coming through. I want to talk about that, though, on the radio as well, because there's 2 things involved in that. We have something we do want to discuss as far as our ability to help in this community, but I also want to talk about, as a flooring provider, people who have issues with devastation and where you come in when it comes to that stuff. Give me just a second, folks. We're talking with Lisa Simmons from Honest Fred's Flooring. We're going to go live on the radio in just a moment. As soon as I can get a hold of Lauren. Let's see how quick that happens. George, you think she's asleep at the wheel, or is she okay? She Oh, okay. It seems like it's annoying you. What's up, Will Amina? How you doing? All right, we're ready to go live whenever we...
All right. Yep, it's pretty easy.
Heck yeah, I'm digging it.
Yeah, I've been doing it myself, like, pretty much the whole day.
Excellent. He said he's been doing it himself a good bit today. Heck yeah, man.
Yeah, because when Jordan got here, he wasn't feeling well. So
This idea if you're not feeling great.
I may go over to JoJo's and get me a slushie.
Oh, dude, yeah, that'll...
well, if you're going to throw up anyway, it might as well be carnival.
Carney food's a great thing. Yes, we can hear you if you need to talk.
Who can hear me?
Oh, we can hear you and everybody out there in Facebook and YouTube. And by the way, TikTok and Twitch, whatever that is. Joe put it on. Yeah. I think that's kind of a younger thing for gamers.
I have no clue.
Well, Joe put it on there for us.
TikTok, yeah.
TikTok,
I waste
yeah.
a lot of time on TikTok.
I do my brain breaks.
All right, we're at 20 seconds.
Okay. Okay.
Why don't we go back downtown and check in with Andrew to see how things are going at the 70th Street Black Walnut Festival in downtown Spencer?
Well, Will, things are going very well for me, except for the fact that the food court has been open for 16 minutes and I'm still hungry. But I'll take care of that in just a little bit. Right now, we're very happy to be downtown for day 2 of the 70th annual West Virginia Black Walnut Festival. And again, we are being joined by our sponsor for this half hour of content, both on our streams and up there at the radio station, Lisa Simmons with Honest Fred's Flooring. And we were talking with Lisa before we came on the air here about, the new trends in flooring, and she's been in this business for quite a long time. She knows what's happening. She can provide all sorts of flooring for you. She's got her own installers that she can put on the job. She works with contractors, all sorts of things happening. But Lisa, one of the things we wanted to talk about is the devastation that is happening right now and that has happened over the last couple of weeks down in the southern part of America. Of course, North Carolina, Tennessee, Georgia, all those areas just being ravished by Hurricane Helene, and then now right off the back of that, we've got Hurricane Milton coming through the vast majority of Florida. Number one of the things that you wanted to mention is here in West Virginia and here in Roane County, we are trying to help out with that in many different ways. I know that we've been in touch with Steve Kinder, who last week, by the way, on his birthday, he and Misty, with start to finish construction, took a box truck down to the North Carolina area to drop off much needed supplied at your store at Honest Fred's Flooring. Let's talk about that. When is that, and how can people get involved with it?
He's teamed up with D&D Motors, and they're bringing a truck at 1 o'clock today. It'll be there from 1 to 6 today, he said, and tomorrow 9 to 6, and Saturday 8 to 6. Sunday 12 to 2. After 2 o'clock, they're going to be taking it to Walton, to his business location at 6982 Charleston Road. It'll still be available if someone wants to drop off supplies. But we have a cold snap coming next week.
Yeah.
They're talking about snow. We have people that are displaced, and we have to step up as Americans.
Yeah.
And we have to help these people. So any camping gear, sleeping bags, anything like that, coats, gloves, lanterns, anything that you have. Maybe you have some sleeping bags at your house that you don't use. You know what I mean? Throw them in the washer, wrap them up, bring them in. I mean, new would be great, but I think I have some sleeping bags I don't ever use, that are like new. So, that's kind of my plan. But any camping gear, anything like that, that's what they're asking for. Survival.
Yeah, any survival equipment, warm weather gear,
correct.
Anything that you can help provide. And again, the truck is going to be located at Honest Fred's Flooring, just at the end of the main drag on Arnold'sburg Road. And again, you go past D&D Motors, in fact, to get to your location off to the left there. And that's a big deal, as you mentioned. As Americans, we need to help things. Yeah, people just get together and people provide whatever they can. And so you have opened up your business location to allow that, and people can bring those items over the next few days to your store and drop them off with that truck, and then heading it out to Walton on Sunday. And that'll be the second trip, by the way, that Steve is going to have made down there. And I don't know, second of many, because, again, another hurricane hitting the coast of Florida right now, and you just don't know what's going to happen from that. But that's something that we invite everybody who's out there in Radio Land or watching us right now to do. Please bring those supplies. Again, warm weather gear, survival equipment, camping gear, whatever it is, to bring it down there, because again, it's going to get cold down there now after all the devastation already. So we hope that people will take advantage of that. On top of that, Lisa, as a business owner, when it comes to flooring, you've had to deal with that situation many, many times in your life when it comes to people who have had damage from flooding or whatever it may be. They're coming to you as a business owner looking not just for flooring, but for, I don't know, some sense of normalcy, I think. Once something happens to them that devastates them, part of the rebuilding process is getting their house back in order, and part of that is the flooring that they're going to need. And that's happened a lot recently in West Virginia alone.
It sure has. Yes, it has. Those, people, I mean, I live on a hill, so I can't imagine being flooded or, you know what I mean, even, I just can't imagine. But, yeah, we do a lot of that. I sell a lot of, we stock a lot of products, so we have customers that come in, they want their house back in order as soon as possible.
Yes.
So they're able to grab a remnant off the wall or, for a bedroom, living room, whatever, and some plank or vinyl rims. I sell a lot of vinyl rims as well. So they're able to take that and go, and get back to some kind of normalcy in their life.
And if that doesn't supply their needs, if they do actually need to order flooring. You just talked about expanding the warehouse. What's going on with that?
Yeah, we're going to expand the warehouse. Our customers have asked. We listen. So we're going to expand our warehouse and be carrying a lot more stock items. Expanding our remnants. We just don't have enough room for everything that our customers are requesting. So we're going to be expanding our warehouse over the next month, and we'll do lots of advertising. And
I like the sound of that.
Everybody will know what's going on. So we'll keep everybody on the loop. So if they, you need some flooring, come by. I've got you covered.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why she's been in business for as long as she has. Again, 12 years with Honest Fred's Flooring. She sold her business out to that eventual little tiny conglomerate that they've got there. Again, Lisa, we do appreciate you sponsoring this half hour of content. And again, we want to remind people again, number one, the box truck that is going to be sent down to North Carolina and the surrounding areas there is going to be set up at Honest Fred's Flooring over the next few days, and you can drop off your items there for that box truck. And what they're looking for right now is cold weather gear, because there is a cold snap going to hit. So any sort of camping gear, warm weather gear, survival, whatever you can think of that you would try to survive in, that's what they need for this box truck. And again, 12 to 2 at your store on Sunday still?
Yes, 12 to 2, and then at 2 o'clock he's going to take the truck to Walton.
Okay.
And it'll be there all next week.
Okay, absolutely. On top of that, I would be remiss if I didn't ask you, as I've asked everybody else, Lisa. I'm not going to ask you about your favorite memory, because we already know that was the Clydesdales.
That's right.
But I got to ask you again, even if I asked you last year, favorite Walnut Festival food, and go.
Oh, gosh. That's tough. I'm not real sure about that.
New stuff.
honestly.
I
I haven't been there. I ate JoJo's Taco last night. But I haven't really. I just made a quick pass to get my husband an Italian sausage, grab me a taco and some nachos, and head out of town.
I'll tell you what, I may ask
maybe
Lisa.
pumpkin ice cream.
There you go. You and me, kindred spirits, pumpkin ice cream when all else fails. But there's some new trucks over there you may not know yet.
I'll find out here in about 20 minutes.
Absolutely. 70 years strong for this Black Walnut Festival. Lisa Simmons, you've had plenty of time and plenty of memories here. And again, thank you for being a wonderful business owner in Roane County and in Spencer. Continue to serve your customers the way you do. And we just, here's to 20 more years. I don't know. Maybe you want to retire before that. I don't know if it's possible.
Not 20 more. I have places to go and things to see.
Things to pay for.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, thank you, Drew. I mean, I appreciate it. I love living. I've lived in Roane County all my life. Walnut Festival is one of my favorite things. Still is after all these years. But I appreciate what you do.
Oh, thank you.
You do for Roane County. And, anybody has any questions, they can call me at the store, 304-927-8082. We also have locations in Parkersburg and Marietta. So if you're listing the outlying areas and you're not close to Spencer, you're closer to Parkersburg or the Marietta, Ohio location, give them a call. You can look us up on the web at honestfreds.com, and we'll help you as much as we can.
So those of you out there in Radio Land, if you're looking for flooring, stop down at Honest Fred's. Again, if you're looking to donate for the relief efforts down in the southern states, make sure you stop by with cold weather gear at Honest Fred's Flooring. We're going to stay live here on the YouTube and Facebook stream for a few more minutes, and we are going to check in again at the bottom half of the hour on the radio. Again, we're here, day 2. The weather is gorgeous here today, so stop down. The food court is open, and enjoy yourself some time at the 70th Annual West Virginia Black Walnut Festival. Expansion. Talk about the best deals you got right now.
Oh.
Give me specific details. I need price per square foot. Okay. Oh, my bad, Will. I'll hang up. Yeah, you get 6 more minutes. Or 4 more minutes. You paid for it.
Okay.
Memorized.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, after 14 years, I should, right?
Yeah. I would say. She's done the 2 things that have ever been done at my house.
advertising on the radio, right?
Ads. There you go. Yeah, we're talking with Lisa Simmons, our sponsor, Honest Fred's Flooring, for this half hour of content right now because the weather is perfect for this, and this has got to be probably gold, sleet and rain. This is going to be good.
Yeah,
although it's
be
a little
perfect.
chilly at nighttime.
Yeah, it's going to be perfect, but just got to get your long johns out. Come back to town for that music.
Okay, so let me ask you this. I am a huge Journey fan. I got to think you maybe like Journey a little bit. Is that true?
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
well,
I
I'm going to be
grew up in the 80s, you know.
the hairdo from the 80s. Was it teased?
Big hair.
Big hair?
Yeah,
Yeah.
big hair. I like big hair.
Well, I know I'm going to be screaming at the top of my lungs because I think I'm Steve Perry in my mind, and I think I'm going to sound just like them. I'm looking forward to it. That's insanely good.
Yeah, I missed that. I hated that I missed that, but yeah. I'm excited. I think there's a great music lineup this year, so
Yeah.
I'm excited for that.
And again, you
well.
talked about the Clydesdales being your favorite. Is there anything just in particular you enjoy each year about the festival?
The Kids Day Parade is one of my favorite. I just love or a little wagon, so it's not big enough for a float yet, they say. So,
okay.
yeah.
It's going to be a little mini wagon.
Yep.
Well, we're going to
So-
try to cover that on the station. Again, we hope that everything works out with technology. Sometimes it doesn't, sometimes it does. We're hoping this year with Starlink that we're okay. We'll never have any
It's
issue.
awesome.
Nobody else gets to be on our Starlink during the Grand Parade or the other Kids Day Parade. So I'm hoping at that point that it doesn't affect us. Because when we get 20,000 people in town, we don't have very good service. I think it's tough.
Yes, I would think so.
Well, Lisa, what are your general hours if people want to stop by and see our? Obviously, even though Hunter says 8082 is not good, it's 8082. I'm going to go 8082. It's fast.
That's right.
808.
Day through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And then Saturday, 9 to noon. I'm closed Sunday and Monday. But I always tell people also, I mean, if you're coming over, you try to call before you come because I am just one person.
Yeah.
It's inconvenient at times, but it helps keep the prices down, you know, by being just one person. And most people know that, you know. I always leave a note on the door. There's a note on the door now. I do evenings by appointments, and I do Mondays. I mean, I'm working next Monday. I have some people coming from Gilmer County to meet with them. I'll do whatever to serve my customers.
Yeah.
That's just how it is.
Yeah, as someone who's been a business owner for long, you know
That's
what
right.
you have to do to serve your customers. And even though it says closed Sunday and Monday, yeah, well, guess what? Maybe Mondays you aren't working.
Yeah, I live 4 miles from the store, so I run in a lot. You know, you have people that can't get there, you know, on Saturday. I'll run back in Sunday to load, you know, help them load
Yeah.
something or to pick up something or to just shop.
The air. Although on air, I have to keep my finger steady on the mute button just in case. We have a lot of fun. That's where I go. It's only been twice in my life, but it's been fantastic both those times.
And you know what's fun, Drew, is, you know, I used to do flooring for your parents.
Yeah.
You know, and so I've seen, you know, I've been in the flooring business for about 35 years. I've
Yeah.
sold flooring. So it's kind of fun to says, you know, that, you know, they trust me.
Yes.
So I always try to do the right thing, and I'm always here if my customers need anything.
Well, you show why the trust is there. That's go get some really good food. Might I highly suggest? Well, I can't really suggest anything because that's all so good.
Then you're full. So I think today I have to decide, do I really want to eat? And maybe it's too cold for ice cream at night tonight. So
Yeah.
probably
Maybe
should
ice
get-
cream today is a good idea.
yeah, and then food tonight. That's what I'm thinking.
I know the first thing I'm getting today is Chinese food because I've missed that over 3 years.
Oh, is it back?
It's back. So the owner, I can't remember his name. I can never remember his name, and I should have
can't either.
committed it to memory. He sold the truck, the business, to a family member, a niece or somebody like that.
So
And
it's actually like he
it-
is back, but not he personally.
Yeah, so
bought.
if you walk
Okay.
over there, you're going to see it is made right in front of you just like he did it all those
Chicken
years.
fried rice today.
It's coming. It's coming. Lisa Simmons, thank you very much.
Thanks, Drew. I appreciate you.
Folks, we have a little bit of a break here. We don't have anybody coming in, scheduled at least, until about 3 o'clock, although we're We're going to stay live again on YouTube and Facebook. The goal is, if you have any questions about this festival, if you need to know what's happening, where it's happening, and when, go ahead and send us a message below. And even if for the Walnut Festival, whether it be today, tomorrow, Saturday, or even Sunday as we finish it up, we invite you to join us and get the information you absolutely need. We're going to stay live, though, even if we are radio silent. We're going to go mobile here in a little bit. As soon as Swoby gets out of bed and makes his way to Spencer from Long Ridge, he's... I don't know. Anyways, he's going to be here. We're going to go mobile again. We're going to talk it up with some of the vendors that are here, whether it be food vendors, make a stop over at the information booth. We're just going to have a good time here enjoying promoting the 70th annual West Virginia Black Walnut Festival. Stay tuned, folks. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I do appreciate you guys sticking with us through radio silence. I was waiting to make sure that Swolby was headed to town, because what we want to do once again today is we want to go live mobile, and we are going to go back on a new stream on Facebook here in just a few minutes. Once we get set up, and we are going to go walking around the courthouse square. We're going to go talk to some of the food vendors if they're not too busy. But right now, it looks like it's a very, very busy day because it is 12 o'clock and lunchtime for a lot of businesses and workers around the courthouse square. And, of course, it is Thursday of the Black Walnut Festival, too, so a lot of people just coming out and getting ready to enjoy the lunchtime opportunities here at the fair. So we are going to shut down this stream. We are going to take a break. When we come back mobily, we will be only on Facebook for just a little while. Once we do our run around town here on the Facebook side of things, we'll come back and we will reset and put a new stream up on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and our TikTok channels, because we do have some sponsors in the afternoon that we are going to want to talk to. But we're going to be here throughout the day into the evening. We're going to be staying live all the way up until the Queen's coronation at 6 p.m. We're going to try to figure out a way to cover that very simply. We may just go mobile again on Facebook to cover the Queen's coronation. And once that happens, we'll slowly fade as the captured group, the Journey Tribute Band, begins their sound check. And again, they will start playing music at 7 p.m. this evening. It is the Queen's coronation on Thursday evening, as always.
I hear they are really good.
Yes, George is joining me here. Yeah, they are really good. And I tell you what, we have been 4 for 4 previously in tribute bands.
Oh, man.
We have yet to miss out on a good one. They've all been great, and we expect nothing different.
I think
from
we
Journey.
really enjoyed that Fleetwood Mac Mania.
So if they are good, this may overtake Fleetwood Mac Mania as my favorite tribute band. I'm just interested to see if whoever the lead singer is can sing as high-pitched and as loudly and as powerfully as Steve Perry did back in the day.
I don't know.
And we're going to have to wait and see. Folks, so we do appreciate you joining us. We will be back to answer questions later on today on a brand new stream on YouTube and Facebook. Stay with us throughout the afternoon as we will come back here and we will continue our live coverage of the 70th Annual West Virginia Black Walnut Festival. Until then, we're going to break away for lunchtime. We invite you to come down and enjoy day number 2. Beautiful weather here in downtown Spencer.